when we don't know what's going to be in it.
I always create like an ominous title, and then if it changes, then it changes.
Okay, I see.
It's just better to have a thumbnail for the stream, because otherwise it just shows a picture of a spreadsheet and that looks kind of boring.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, I'm ready. Is everyone else ready? I'm sorry for being late, by the way. It's just...
I will never forgive you.
Well,
I was exactly 6 minutes and 30 seconds late just for Sonia.
Yeah,
But
just
it was
all that
8
one.
minutes.
too bad she wrote 8 minutes and 30 seconds late on her.
Oh, was it 8? Oh, I read 6. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Well, my bad.
Good job.
This shows my my reading comprehension ability
Lovely this.
on a Thursday evening. Right, so am I doing the previously on Digimon, or does anyone else want to take it away for a potential?
I mean, I'm not saying no to potential, but
All yours. Might as well just take it officially at this point.
how much do I get paid?
You're like one advancement away from not being able to level up anymore.
Yeah,
You've
but
really
it's
got to hit all
fine.
of
I'm
it.
sure. I'm sure I'll use this moment of truth someday.
Eventually this.
Eventually.
Might even be this episode. Who knows?
Oh.
Yes, so previously on Digimon Vortex, Taisto survived the ominous prediction I made all those months back. Surprisingly, a
Wow.
gasp. Stuff
Because
happened.
Pablo was T-posing.
Pablo was T-posing, yes, sadly.
Useful as always.
Sonia reunited with her long-lost big sister, quote-unquote, best friend, Stella, which was captured by Vandemon because he thought, humans were cool in this top-secret collection. So we fixed the whole situation. Sonia went to tell Vandemon that it wasn't okay to be a big old kidnapper. That's a crime in this part of the woods. And he seemed to have understood, probably, who knows? I'm not in his head. And yes, there were, last episode, there were a big reconciliation with Sonia and Taisto, which is why exactly at this moment Taisto decided to go lone wolf on us and go on his very long journey of 5 or more episodes at least. Surely 5 episodes or more, absolutely. And he left a letter saying, you're fine, don't worry about me, I'm just gonna go, and yeah, there's a statuette of this Digimon that say, oh, great you are, and stuff. I'm just, don't worry about me, I'm fine. And he was. He has a whole legion of followers now, because he's so inspiring and stuff. And he decided to go negotiate with Digimon to release at least some of the Digimon that were in the dark area, if not all of them. Negotiations took a while because, Digimon is not the friendliest of people towards virus types, because that's how it is. But eventually, we got through to the guy, and everything was okay until big old Steel Greymon showed up and planned for a big fight that would last, again, at least 5 or 10 episodes for sure this time. But Anthony forgot that Taisto had a moment of truth, and so he used it and he won in the end. I believe that's the big strokes.
Yeah, thanks for the characterization, and then he used it and won, and the end.
Yes.
I mean, that's basically what a moment of truth does. You just win. There's definitely no narrative behind them at all.
Yeah, of course not. Why would that be?
Yeah,
There never is.
Digivolution is cool. Stories aren't.
Yeah,
I am here for
Got
the
that right.
explosions.
Yeah, so Sonia, mark a potential and be one potential away from not being able to level up again.
You're welcome.
well, I will level up at least at the end of the session, so I have until next episode.
Yeah, you basically have this episode to digivolve, unless you want to be locked behind a paywall.
Or you can just be really, really fucking good at everything next episode.
Yeah.
Or you can
Oh
just
no,
like
I'm
hoard.
T-posing.
You just hoard the experience points at 4 forever. Just forever.
Yeah,
Stuck at
forever.
champion. Okay, so
Maybe I'll go on my soul-searching journey for 5 episodes as well, huh? Maybe I'll do that, you know? No reason not to. I'll stall for time. I don't care.
I mean, let's see how quickly I can make you gain 5 potential, Sonia.
Oh, you wouldn't. Oh.
I mean, it's as easy as me just saying Sonia mark 5 potential. But that'd be unfair on the other players. Alright, so I think the one thing you did miss from your recap is Caramon showing his ugly face, snapping his fingers and killing Greymon.
Yes, he likes to do these things.
And we also had the after scenes credits of him doing some mad science on an X antibody Caramon body with Ainari's Digivice. Other than that, spot on recap.
Do you guys think that Caramon might be evil?
Nah.
No.
I totally didn't allude to that in a plot device flashback that Sonia had.
Nah, never. That's never been a thing. Caramon is always a ray of sunshine, like in Salzburg's Louvre.
Okay, so
He was the nicest of guys.
yeah, Caramon's always a good guy. What are you talking about?
He even greets you. He said hello in the movie.
He's laughing all the time. He's such a joyful Digimon, you know?
And I heard his plan was the bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's evil so long as you look at it from their perspective.
Yeah, some people are just really worried about overpopulation.
I can't actually remember what Caramon's motivation was in the original Bogorna war game.
Literal just fucking around.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, I was
that's what I
playing.
figured.
That's literally it. He's just an asshole. It's great.
Right.
I just realized I posted the stream link in the wrong place on the main server, so I'm just gonna
Look, he
repost
doesn't-
that real quick.
Pretend there's some
So you
hidden
post,
meaning. No,
you
he
post these
just
links
did.
on the main server?
Yeah, I occasionally post it in the main server just in case anyone wants to drop in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right, so I think the first scene that we're going to have then is we'll see medieval Dukemon.
Medical.
Medieval Dukemon.
Please use the official dub
Thank you.
terminology.
I think you'll find.
Antinomy.
I think you'll find that it's medical Matadormon.
What?
He is the doctor after all, according to Digimon. Anyway, medical Gallantmon. I mean medieval Dukemon. Sorry.
No.
You got me. You got me saying it now. You got me saying it.
No, no take backs.
Medieval Dukemon starts to
God, I love that
de-digivolve
name.
back into Ghostmon, who flops to the ground exhausted from his battle with Steel Greymon. The hole in his stomach fully mended by Digivolution energy, but he seems very out of it. Digimon and the rest of the village very groggily getting to their feet after that virus wrecked their bodies. And I think Digimon, you feel a hand on your shoulder, Taisto, Digimon putting his hand at that, and he's like, "My word, boy, your partner, he's a Vortex warrior. We did it.
Do what?
We saved one of us. Oh, this is brilliant. Our world can be saved yet."
Hey, Digimon, you're telling me that Ghostmon is medieval Dukemon, the Vortex warrior, and not just a medieval Dukemon when he digivolves?
Yes, he's the one and only medieval Dukemon. He fought
I
against
don't understand.
great evils, against the darkness of the dark areas. They tried to escape, but was cursed with a virus alongside the rest of us, which started diminishing his physique, his mental state, and slowly began to lose power, like the rest of us.
Hey. You're a Vortex warrior?
I should have probably mentioned that before, yes. He scratches the back
Yeah,
of his
you
head.
probably should have mentioned that before, Digimon.
I'm not as young as I once was, Taisto.
Oh, yeah.
I used to be the support of the Vortex Warrior. I would provide my aid from the back lines to support the battle of my comrades. However, I seem to have failed in my mission. I had to seal 3 of them away in statues. And one of them, unfortunately, just perished. And I thought the same fate had befallen medieval Dukemon. But it seems that you are his savior, Taisto. And he was reborn and digidestined.
I'm not following any of this. You should probably get Kagayaki here to explain it to me. I wonder where he is. Well, no matter. You'll have to explain all of this to Kagayaki, so we can then, make some sense, heads and tails of this one. Because you're not making any sense. This plot is way too contrived.
Rude.
But what's important is that everyone is now safe thanks to medieval Dukemon. And I hope that you Digimon can now see that this whole dark area thing is causing more problems than just what's happening inside dark area. The hatred and seclusion and exile of these virus attribute Digimon is causing not only sedition and problems within the dark area, but also without the dark area. Steel Greymon that attacked us was one of these. Well, he was much like you, just had more extreme and a little less bold, I suppose. And had we not stopped him, he would have destroyed the entire digital world. And so, I'm having a hard time seeing any justification for the dark area's existence.
I've arrived at the same conclusion, my boy. If hatred of that level caused a Greymon to transform into a devastating creature of darkness, who knows what harboring virus-type Digimon in a separate zone may bring in the future. We should be rehabilitating them, not leaving them in exile, I agree.
Yes.
I was wrong.
Great.
Now,
Can I get that in writing, please? No, it's...
however, the Dark Zone cannot easily be removed. The barrier can be... what's the opposite of put down? Put up. Like the barrier can be
on down.
dispersed. However, I'm pretty sure that the angels would take note, descend, and erect a new one, if I'm not the one who puts up the barrier anymore.
Well, then we'll
It'll
just
be-
kick their asses.
It'll be them you have to impress. However, I did like your idea, before that rude interruption from Steel Greymon, of setting up a settlement outside the Dark Area in secret from the Angels. Having trustworthy members of the Dark Zone setting up an area of goodwill seems like a good first step to provide closure to the Dark Area denizens, as well as display to the Celestials that a rehabilitation method could work better. Do you have anyone in mind who might be able to, I don't know, lead the Dark Area denizens and make sure they don't cause trouble during that period? Someone trustworthy, perhaps.
Come on. What that came out of yeah. Actually, I do have someone in mind. Now that you mention it, in Icon City, we have an honorable Digimon by the name of Leomon, who is without equal. He would do a great job.
Leomon, huh?
Yeah, he would do a great job. Also, it's important to know. It's important to, of course, know that we can't be erasing dark area, the virus attribute. You know, the culture. We can't be erasing it with whatever is happening outside. We need to be working with them, and it's important that any rehabilitation comes from within. So also, where Garurumon here is also a very good, very lovely and trustworthy chap, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Digimon like looks up at where Garurumon, and he extends his paw cane as if he was extending his arm for a handshake, and he says to the Garurumon, "I guess we'll have to let bygones be bygones. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, Garurumon, but I hope you'll lead the village well. I know you're strong enough to keep many of them in check that Leomon might not be able to. After all, he is but a champion-level Digimon." I think like where Garurumon like reluctantly takes the staff, and he's just like, "Whatever, old man. I'll make a village way better than yours." He turns his head to you, Taisto, he's like, "This went a lot smoother than I expected it to, aside from the rocks being thrown in my face. I'd like to thank you for keeping your word."
Oh, it's not kept yet. This is but the first step on a long road.
Regardless, if there's anything that the Dark Zone denizens in whatever Myotismon's area is called that we have not named yet can do to help, name it. We will be there.
Thank you. Well, let's hope that it doesn't come to that. You don't owe us anything for doing this because it's our job. But we should be starting heading back to towards the Dark Zone to break the news. We should go and probably fetch Leomon from Icon City to come and help around here. I think he's also for you. He's probably a more palatable liaison than Digimon in many ways. Digimon, could you send Pablo to do it? Could he go and fetch Leomon for us?
Yeah, Pablo for the next episode will be going on a journey back to Icon Village, and then eventually making his way all the way back with Leomon. Somehow before the finale, that's happening either within the next few episodes.
Yes, definitely.
Somehow he will manage.
I mean, it only took us one episode to get from Icon City to not even Icon City, from Grey Canyon, all the way from Grey Canyon to Digimon's Village. So it should be fine.
And technically, it took you 3 episodes, but that was because of flashback hell. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and you did have to set up camp halfway. But yeah, they send Pablo off with Lynxmon to go get Leomon and bring him with him. Despite the obvious better choice of Sonya or Kageaki, who can literally teleport. But yeah, Pablo goes off and does that. I think we cut then back to the dark area with Kageaki and Sonya. What are you two both up to at this current point in time? What would you be like doing for the people living in the mansion? Because the last thing that we did here was Myotismon basically agreed that he would not cause any more trouble, and that Sonya would free him from his binds, but she never actually did yet. She said she was going to discuss that with you, Kageaki.
Yes, that's right.
I do love this music for the Myotismon manor.
It is a good one. Kageaki, I brought you Vandemon. He said he's sorry and stuff, and I think he means it now. So he promised not to do anything bad, but we in exchange for his freedom. And so I just wanted to ask before I, if you agreed or not.
Well, he hasn't actively broken a promise yet, but I do want to make it clear that this is the last chance. You won't get a third one.
Wait, what was his first chance?
No, this will be his second chance. Like, he...
Oh, so there won't be a third chance rather than...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And silence before us.
And I was waiting for Sonya to reply to what you said, but whatever.
Well, I don't know why I would respond to this. You hear him, Vandemon? He said he's okay, but you really can't do anything bad now.
I haven't broken a promise to you yet. However, if you don't trust me, I would be happy to use magic to bind the promise.
Oh, no, that's a bit too much of a mess. As long as you comprehend that slave trading is a no-go and won't actively cause more mayhem.
If you're not sure, you can always ask us,
Yes.
Well...
I don't want to cause pain to anyone. I just want everyone to be living on equal terms again.
Good. Well then, we'll liberate you right now and cut the ropes.
He stretches out and removes the stick that's been stuck in his abdomen for the past 3 episodes. It's curse you, Cherrymon, and your damn branches. He smashes it on the floor.
Well, you probably should thank Cherrymon, because that was the only lethal option we had as a choice.
Now,
Yeah.
I suppose there's the order of business of, now that I've apologized, talking about trying to free Cherrymon, I guess. He has been trapped in my garden an awful long time, unable to leave because of the lack of sunlight. Your father mentioned that he was very close to perfecting his invention to give us light in this blasted area.
Yeah, we've been using a few prototypes on Digimon, and they seem to be working. So that's a good start.
Good. Now, the first thing we'll need to set up is food as well. Cherrymon does provide all of the food that comes from my garden. If he were to be uprooted too quickly, we may not have any rations for the people living here. However, I do want my old friend to be released as soon as possible.
Well, according to the research team, the preparations are closing in on being done. So after this, we would need to create a number of greenhouses to actually house the light and just cultivate the land in there.
Do you need me to gather anything for your research, or is everything in order? I could happily gather together a band of my Digimon and have them scour the dark area for materials. The greenhouse would require plastic, would it not? Or some kind of...
Plastic exists?
How much do we
Plot
need?
twist.
enough
They
to-
can't have.
I guess
Other
even enough
game.
to make a large greenhouse over the garden or something. Or even bigger greenhouses if you want to make like a farm or something along those lines.
Well, we are going to be feeding quite a few people.
I think he nods thoughtfully and he's like, yes, I will gather together a band of Digimon and have them extract some plastic, the remnants that have blown in from your world.
Yeah, that works.
He takes a step towards the front door of the mansion and he's like, I presume I am okay to leave now that I'm free.
Yes.
Very well, he says, and he walks towards the mansion front door and opens it. And he catches Stella out of the corner of his eyes, and he turns to her. He says, I know you probably can never forgive me for what I did, but I hope you realize that what I did was out of necessity for my people, and I understand that taking away your freedom is just as bad as what the Celestials did to myself. And I would never forgive the Celestials, so I understand if you would never see eye to eye with myself again. But I do profusely apologize, he says, and he dips his head slightly and then takes a step out of the door. I think
So
Stella,
close to a Japanese one.
I think Stella's pretty shaken up seeing her captor again. She basically stutters and stammers and can't say anything to him. And then as the door's about to close, you hear him yell, "Stop that blasted Numamon eating my chairs!"
You can stop me, old man. Me.
I require feeding.
Taisto, this is sometime later, so I think you're coming back through the dark zone, and you see Vandemon leaving his mansion. What's your first instinct when you see that?
Punch him, punch him, punch him, punch him, punch him.
In the back!
Hmm. How is he leaving the mansion?
Through the front door, like an ordinary person.
No, I mean, is he escaping the mansion, or is he just
He's walking out
Eight.
nonchalantly as if he owns the place.
because he does.
Almost like he does.
Incredible.
And does he have like blood on his cloak? Is there any reason to believe that he has broken out, murdered everyone, just is walking out because he's a maniac?
He looks a little bit scruffy and less well dressed than he usually does. Unbeknownst to you, that's because he's been trapped in a basement tied up with ropes for the past 3 days. But
Yeah.
that's the only thing out of shape you've noticed with him. There's no blood or bloodlust on his face or anything like that. It just looks like he's leaving. He looks determined.
To kill everything, clearly.
Would you like to pierce the mask, actually? That'd probably be a cool way for you to find out more about what Motos-mon actually wants to do.
Let me see about my kind. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll take it. Sure, let's see.
Your kind's +1 at the moment, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was just worried that it's something like -3 or something. It can't be, but it might have been. It couldn't have been. That's a 5. Let's see what's gonna happen now.
Yeah, I think you misread.
No, wait, it's a 5. It's a miss. Fuck. No.
I think
No.
I think you mark potential.
No.
Yes! Yes!
But yeah, I think you completely misread the situation, Taisto. You see a scruffy random.
Stop
leaving
right
his
there,
house.
you criminal scum.
Oh no, he's going to do Salto!
He looks up like a deer in the headlights, but to you it looks like he's glaring at you.
There's a tense shot of where the camera, so to say, swoops low across the across the feet of Taisto as the setting falls into this kind of a Wild West duel stance where both of them just stare at each other, glaring. Both of them ready to pounce at each other at a moment's notice. Taisto still has the burlap canvas, whatever cloak that he, materialized out of edginess in the last episode. You can see how it flaps in the wind as, motes of ash or dust or whatever the ground of the dark area is made out of blow by. What have you done to my friends? You leech. He's bringing out the big guns this time, isn't he?
He says, I merely negotiated my release. Now, if you don't mind,
Jesus Christ.
I have business to attend to. I have people to look after, Taisto.
As far as I'm concerned, your business with around these parts ended when you tried to break out of the dark area and destroy everyone and everything in the digital world.
Technically speaking, he was only going to destroy the big guy.
Whoa, you are blowing this way out of proportion, Taisto. I merely wanted to destroy the Celestials, not the entire digital world.
Yeah, only the personification of order, no biggie.
Where would I live if I were to destroy the entire digital world? I merely wanted everything to be even, and the Celestials to get a taste of their own medicine. Evidently, that plan fell through, and thus I have changed track. Now...
So, what exactly is this new track?
Why?
I can't have you go around the dark area sabotaging our best and only hope for a lasting peace for your kind and for the whole digital world.
Why, I'm merely going to gather materials to alleviate a friend of great agony.
Please talk like a normal person for once in your life. I'm begging you so much.
I love it. Knowing you, Vandemon, I don't think I can allow that. I do have to insist that you turn around and you go back to the castle and lock yourself up. Or so help me by the Vortex Warriors, I will put a stop to you.
Of all the names to use.
He grits his teeth when you say Vortex Warriors. And he's like, don't you dare invoke their name in front of me, boy. As I mentioned, I have negotiated my release already. Now stand aside and let me do my duty.
I don't suppose we hear any of this.
Yeah, I think you're hearing this exchange through the door. You're just hearing like a muffled Taisto like doing his usual like speeches of drama, and Vandemon defending himself behind the door.
Okay, I got this. Dormon, hyperspeed fluff tackle his face with your fluffy tail.
The deadliest of attacks.
Yes.
So Doraemon bursts through the door and like fluffy tail slaps Taisto in the face.
Nani! Time to attack!
Okay!
Determined ice.
Pose!
Sorry, did you just say T-pose?
Pose. Pose.
Pose, break.
Seize and fuckery.
Fine.
Alright, so here we go. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
That's enough!
That's enough!
Alright, so...
I'm just imagining like Taisto throwing an unconscious Ghostmon at them.
I'm going to get you with my friend!
Alright, so Taisto gets a face full of tail. I assume he gets blasted back on his down his butt, and he's like, "What?"
Well, I did use the most fluffy part possible.
Sorry, I forgot his finish. Perkele!
Sonia, after like Kageaki's reaction of immediately punching Taisto in the face with his Digimon, what would your reaction be to seeing Taisto after the heartfelt note that he left but 3 days ago in your care?
Come on, it's your fault, not mine.
Taisto, you're back. Are you okay? Did you find what you were looking for? Are you hurt? Is Ghostmon okay?
Wait, you two are alive?
As Taisto lifts his head, Doraemon slaps him in the face one more time, just for good measure.
He gives Dormon a thumbs up.
Kagayaki, Sonia, I thought... Oh, by the way, Vandemon was talking, you think he would have murdered you two?
He was actually under constraints up until now.
Yeah, he promised to be good, so we decided to trust him.
Well, he's got to fuck up a promise.
Why didn't you just say so?
Well, we just...
I wonder that every day with every single person we talk to.
You were supposed to be gone, so...
For some reason, nobody wants to talk like a person.
Wouldn't be fun now, would it?
No, it would be dreadfully boring if people talked like people.
I think whilst everyone's like got up to speed with the current situation, like Doraemon is still incredibly furious at you, Taisto. While you're on the ground, he grabs you with his little like dog, bear, whatever animal he is, claws, and like grabs the scuff of your collar, and he's scowling at you.
Okay, that's new.
What's up with you?
What's up with me? What's up with you? You're a chosen one, and you abandoned us. You left us because you had some self-fulfilling prophecy of not being good enough. You've been chosen, Taisto. And you left. You left a responsibility to save the entire digital world. I've seen it almost be destroyed before, and you were willing to just walk away?
I can't even respond to that.
That's not exactly a fair characterization of the situation, Doromon.
No, it is, you dumbass.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Look, guys, I'm sorry. I know I was an absolute idiot to go, but in my defense, I managed to negotiate a partial release of the virus attribute Digimon in Dark Area, and I also stopped an actual literal apocalypse while I was out. So, and it turns out that Ghostmon is medieval Dukemon of the Vortex Warriors.
Wait a minute, my records mention the name was medical.
It can't be.
I have to give you
Might want to
that.
check
It's
your
so
records.
good. It's so good.
Legend has it that medieval Dukemon's name, written in Witchenly, getting translated back into digicodes, causes a mistranslation that makes it seem like it's a medical Dukemon, but he's actually medieval.
It's like being in a graveyard and seeing the word grave. Clearly, it means glaive.
Clearly.
I believe that the actual problem was established that during the prelude to the final confrontation between Golfman and the Vortex Warriors, the scribe that was there to record the whole deal just accidentally got it wrong as medical Gallantmon instead of medieval Dukemon. I do remember some of these things.
It was.
I remember some of these things.
It was a Bokomon running away, scribbling furiously about the event that was happening before him as he tried to avoid being obliterated by Gulfmon's virus.
You could just end it at the Pokemon did it, and I would believe you.
Pokemon did it. Yes, but yes, in my defense, I stopped the apocalypse, and Ghostmon is medieval Dukemon of the Vortex Warriors. And I'm an ass. Yes, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I let you down again. But hopefully that's behind us for now.
Okay, there's a lot of unpack there. Anyways, Vandemon, yeah, he fucked off a while ago, so he didn't actually know about the deal, so just excuse him. He's a dumbass. Go do your thing.
I'm intrigued, though. You say that you've brokered a deal to have us leave the Dark Zone. So easily, so quickly. How?
Some of you. Well, turns out that being a chosen one carries a lot of clout that is totally undeserved. And throwing that clout around opens some doors. It's almost as if I told you this 5 episodes ago, or 6.
Insert episode number here.
Insert episode number ago.
What's an episode?
You didn't listen.
Yeah, I think Vandemon's like, I know I've been a fool. If you could broker peace so quickly, then I definitely misstepped. But you have to understand, I've been cooped up in this horrible, desolate place for many, many years, and I was handed a silver platter by none other than the Sorcerymon brothers, whom you claim are distrustworthy. And well,
They
it was
are
mistrustful.
and well, it was
It's a huge mess.
and well, it was an offer that was too good for me to pass up. I apologize. Anywho, he like bids you adieu, and
No, wait, one more thing. Where are the Sorcererman brothers?
Oh
They have a
yes,
plot to get to.
he says he places like a hand on the side of your head, Taisto, and plants his thumb with a very, very sharp nail onto your forehead.
Oh my god, Taisto is dying 1 episode late!
And through your mind gets flashed like it's like knowledge from Vandemon to you directly that sort of dictates like where the Sorcerermon are based, the things that they asked for at the deals that they brokered with Vandemon, and the types of things that Ice Devimon was doing while he was like part of Vandemon's staff. As far as you're aware, Ice Devimon was basically a regular staff member according to Vandemon until he disappeared and went with the Sorcerermon after they gave him a key out, basically. The Sorcerermon took the statue, as you know, which Sonia promptly broke. And what you do know is that the Sorcerermon need to break all the statues or gather a vast amount of energy to break the last seal on the Ice Sorcerer. You know that they're holed up in a place in the dark area where there is this black lake that's just like a swamp almost. There's like a cavern nearby that swamp where they've set up shop, basically. And it's basically the location that the Ice Sorcerer was initially sealed, all the way back when the Ice Sorcerer fought the Vortex Warriors. And then he removes his hand from your forehead and said,
Oh.
"That should do it. Hopefully it didn't overload your brain."
It can do that?
That's convenient.
No, wait, it can do that?
Apparently.
He may be speaking backwards for a few hours, but
No, so no
if
difference.
his mind is strong, he should be pulling through.
Oh, fuck.
Trusted you.
Anyway,
This like talk.
Like Yoda, you must.
No. It
Speak like
do
you.
not can.
God, it's so painful to speak like that on purpose.
yeah, it's super duper.
It really fucks with you.
Okay, so Vandemon bids you adieu. It says that he's going to go collect those resources that Kageyaki's father's team needs to build greenhouses. And he starts rounding up whatever Digimon he can from the mansion and setting off to do that. Meanwhile, Taisto, you regain your composure and are able to speak sentences again.
Damn it, you should have left him. Torture him for a while, come on now.
Whoa, yeah, he apparently he can do that.
Wahoo!
I know where the Sorcererman brothers are.
Okay, that's... Oh god, that's a lot of things we have to do now.
Well, do we really have to go to fight the Sorcerermon?
Yeah, we do, because what they are trying to do could still very much end the world.
Oh, I'm not convinced. They've never tried to attack us anytime, and honestly, that Karamon seems more of an emergency than what the Sorcerermon are doing. Especially since we're protecting the last statue so much. I mean, even if they brought back the
the sorceryman can still bring back the ice sorcerer, the legendary. Did Vamdam know what kind of Digimon the famed super ice sorcerer is?
Just that he originates from Witchenly and that he's an ice sorcerer. He was sealed away before his time. However, once Ghostmon awakens, he would probably know.
Ah.
I wonder when that will happen. Probably not at convenient time.
Anyway,
We need more drama.
Yes. Was I? Oh, right, yes. No, the Sorceryman brothers can still bring back the Ice Sorcerer. They just need a lot more energy to do it, since the last statue was protected. And it's... they're still threatened while they... We need to take care of them before they achieve their goals.
Also, we can actually deal with them while we still don't really know where the fuck to begin with Keramon.
Yeah.
Wow. Don't I have some information about this? I believe I do. But...
The information that you have about Keramon currently is he has a secret location where he's keeping a Nari that you don't know where it is. You know that it's a laboratory. You know that Keramon fought against Stella at some point and a bunch of other human children from your world.
You did reveal that the location of Keramon/Einari was in a castle in Witchelny close to the academy.
Yes. No. I revealed that Keramon will be there in the future, not that he is there now.
Right. Okay. Fair.
And he would present Einari to a Digimon with a big green arm, who is obviously Majiro.
So
Yes.
Obviously. So I don't know where Keramon is now, but I know where he will be, thanks to powers and stuff. But you're right. I guess it's not necessarily right now.
Maybe if we knew the precise date of when he'll be there, but... Yeah, and we also don't know if it's his current lair and if he will be waiting, so yeah, it's just... We know we can deal with one of them. Let's go deal with one of them before they become an absolute clusterfuck.
Right. Well, I'm not sure we need to fight them, but we can at least talk to them and see what they plan on doing. We never really had the chance to talk, so...
If they'd actually fucking try to talk, maybe?
I'm sure they will.
Nah, I'm not. Nobody talks.
Sorry, where did you say you were heading, sorry?
What?
What did you say you were doing, sorry?
We're going to the sorcery. Eventually.
Eventually, okay.
Kagayaki.
Anyways, I'm gonna go get Zach's list real quick. Can't have him floating away.
Yeah, you go to Zach, who's tied to a piece of rope and is floating in the air in the T-pose position.
How did he do that?
Zach, we're really worried about you. You should come back. This can't be healthy.
Cool,
your friends care about you.
You're destroying your body.
Holy fuck.
Maybe that's how Pablo gets back to the to Icon Village so quickly. He floats like a balloon to get there.
Oh fuck. Yeah, what do you want?
While I was gone, I was, like I said, I was negotiating with Digimon to get. Yes, Digimon. I know, Digimon. But to get Digimon out of the dark area. But how has your sunlight project been going?
It's nearing completion. Soon we'll be able to actually leave the place and go do actual preparations outside.
All right, that's very encouraging. Job on that one.
Anyways, we have a Vortex Warrior in the party, huh?
Yes. Yes, apparently we do. I could not have foreseen this. That it's just
So like, let me see if I get this right. Okay, so we have Vortex Warrior, Demon Lord, second Demon Lord,
second Demon Lord. What?
really rough description. Co-artist, and Thug.
Yes, apparently.
Okay, how did the Thug get here? Everyone else strangely fits in.
I don't know.
What the fuck is this?
Fate works in mysterious ways.
And Caramon even more mysterious. Wait, what?
Camel works?
Yes.
No, if I remember correctly, or I might be inventing this, but if I remember correctly, Ghostmon isn't supposed to be my partner.
He is now.
Who wasn't supposed to be my partner, I suppose.
He is now.
Yes, I know he is now.
Not like he's the only one who cheated at this point.
Well,
The point I was trying to make a point is that if Ghostmon was able to manipulate the ritual choosing, become my Digimon partner, maybe he's not the only one.
Sonia, you know from your nightmares that the reason that Pillowmon was reborn as a Digidestined is because of a deal he made, so he obviously tampered with the ritual of choosing too.
That's that's a funny idea. Well, I'm sure if he wasn't supposed to be your partner, you would know. Maybe he looks a lot like you in many ways. You know, he has that same fire in him. So if he wasn't supposed to be there, maybe you weren't supposed. Well, or maybe fate works in such a way that maybe those alterations were supposed to happen. You know, see, yeah, there's no conflict.
Okay. So, let's put it this way. The fact that one of our partners happened to be one of the Vortex Warriors who happened to actually mess with the ritual at that time is a lot more tied to fate and bullshit like that than random summon number 95.
That's true. Until we learned that Gazimon was above all of them. He was secretly in Brazil in a Gazimon shape. Anyways, doesn't matter whether or not they're supposed to be your partner or not, as long as he is. You know, you've shared so many moments with him and stuff, you know. So
he's definitely my partner now. I can't even bear the thought of having to face the dangers of the digital world without Ghostman by my side.
Anyways, there's a literal god of the digital world, so if the ritual wasn't meant to be able to be tampered with, it probably wouldn't be able to. If you actually stop and think about it.
Anyway, while this is interesting and all, I think we should refocus our efforts to the matters at hand. I'll go and chat with Agorumon about the part of the dark area denizens who are going to be getting out of here, and Kagayaki, if you could see about getting that full sunlight here, that would be great.
Yeah, we're working on that. Like, we have to actually get that working before we leave for obvious reasons.
Well, toot.
So,
the researcher's right in there, working on it right now.
Yeah, I think it's at that point
Montage.
we can like cut to the garden, where like all the scientists are like setting up several like UV light panels and like stringing them up along the side of the mansion and like having them shine down into the garden at the tree. And Kageyaki, you walk through the mansion and step into the back garden to see this. And your dad is like up on top of this like ladder that they've put together out of scraps of wood and plastic from the dark area, and he's like, Kageyaki, you're here just in time. We're about to pull the switch, turn on all these lights. Would you like to do the honor? He says.
Sure would.
He like leads you over to this big lever that they've made that's like connected to a whole bunch of wires wrapped around a coil. That's gonna apparently power these lights. And he says, "Now just pull it towards you, and we should have light in the darkness."
Flip.
One by one, the lights just go and all turn on. They glow this dim blue color. But as the light hits the tree, the leaves start to sparkle and glow. The golden like magic from Cherrymon's sunlight powers grows and twinkles around him. Here you see where there was once a very thin wisp of a mustache. A giant bushy mustache just bursts in. Cherrymon's eyes, they sort of recede back into the trunk of the tree and look a bit more wise and deeper. He grows big bushy green eyebrows as well. And the cherries begin to grow back and the leaves on the top of his tree begin to regrow. And you hear him cough and splutter and clear his throat. He's like, I can move. Ha, 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 ha.
Okay.
He,
You
like,
might want
wiggles-
to take it easy there. You were basically comatose.
He like wiggles his branch and a cherry falls off and explodes right next to him. And he's like, oh, I'm not used to having my hair back.
Yeah, take that. Chill a bit with that. Also, yeah, thanks for the branch. It worked wonders.
You're very welcome. I'm sorry that I couldn't be of much more help, but thanks to you, I'm sure I'll be able to be free of this place in no time. So
Yeah,
he looks down at himself and sees the magic binding still wrapped around his roots. And he says, how long before I can have the shackles off, eh?
That's a good question. I'm not sure what they actually do, so I don't know if we should remove them yet. Vandemon will come back. I can speak. Come back eventually. We can ask him then.
I mean, these bindings currently, they're sending my magical energy throughout the garden, and also they seem to have been some form of life support for myself.
Okay.
I don't believe
Fine.
I personally need them anymore, but this garden might need me.
Okay. In that case, we're preparing a number of greenhouses for artificial farms, and once that's done, you should be able to just get up.
Now tell me, my boy, do you know how to grow meat? Yeah, he leans forward and says, there's a trick to it, you know. Family trade secret. And he, like, uses some of his magic and literally, like, in the flower beds, like, bones just erupt from the soil and, like, meat starts to grow, like, rapidly on them. You see, in our world, fruits explode and meats grow on trees. Isn't that wonderful?
Thank fuck I never ate that apple. Yeah, this world never fails to amaze me, to be honest.
Now, if there's anything I can ever do to repay you for saving my life, I would be happy to oblige. As much as is within my power to do so, so long as I have sunlight, I have power. And I will use it to help you the best I can.
Well, the obvious thing would be for you to oversee the farms and make sure they keep working, since we will have to leave after they're done.
A farmer, hey? I have always wanted to retire and return to my roots. Puns.
If anything else comes up, I'll let you know.
Very well. I think your dad's like dumbstruck. He's like, wait, the tree can talk?
Oh, even the literal rocks can be Digimon here. It's weird.
Oh gosh. Mr. Cherrymon, sir, I'm so sorry for my partner's behavior, and he like starts going over to him and apologizing profusely for everyone like peeing against the tree and stuff.
Oh no! There's a toilet, come on!
You see like them laughing about it and joking it off, and then I think your dad starts like, so you know that your dad, once he gets like interested in a subject, he will like pick it apart for as long as he can to try and fully understand it. And so he's like literally like grilling Cherrymon with all these questions about like, how does a tree like you talk and move, like what's the biology behind you, like why do your cherries explode? And he's like asking him all these like questions that Cherrymon just can't answer because like, because I'm Cherrymon.
Dad, he's been comatose for decades. Chill.
But don't you want to find out? This world is so backwards but crazy wonderful at the same time. Meat grows on trees, trees talk. Rocks can be alive. Flesh can be ground. It's bizarre.
I can't worry about that after I make sure it's actually functional.
No, I understand. Priorities. Once we get this greenhouse set up, I'll be able to leave this place and explore by myself anyway. See outside this desolate wasteland and see the vast digital world you've already explored. I'm sure I won't be able to do nearly as well as you as cartographing it.
Yeah, I do literally have a god mode on. Basically. Also, if you are going to explore, you really need to learn how to read and write Digimoji.
Has Kakiaki actually learnt to write Digimoji, or has his Digivice been translating it for him this whole time?
I've had to actually start learning in order to actually cast.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, to actually make magic, you have to learn Digirunes. That must be incredibly hard if every time somebody like writes down a symbol to show you like, draw this, and it just turns into like the letter B. It'd be so difficult for you to learn the symbols.
Well, clearly I kind of assume that it only translates a word spoken. To be honest.
Okay, well if that's what we assume, then that's what happens. It only translates spoken word. Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't really have an issue with casting in the first place.
True. Okay, cool. And I think it's at this very moment that up in the sky, You
There it
catch out
Oh,
the corner of
no.
your eye
Oh my fucking god.
the bristles of a broomstick that just zip through a cloud, like a smoggy cloud in the sky, and fly far away.
I turn
Goodbye.
and begin recording with zoomed in lens. And see nothing.
You just see a smoggy, foggy cloud, but you did make out the distinct impression of something flying on a broomstick that you've seen before. He seemed to have been watching you, and the moment that he got noticed, he just left.
What color was it?
What color was the broomstick, or what color was the Digimon?
The thing on the
Well,
broomstick.
If I
A very
recognize the
pale
Digimon,
blue. A very pale blue.
yeah, like that's the one I recognize. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. What now?
Well, what do you do now that you've seen a sorcerymon spying on you?
It was
I
a
have to
sorcery
go
mon?
and talk with the others. Come on, Zach. Yip yip.
Zach waddles towards you with his arms outstretched.
Good boy. Jesus Christ.
Now, Zach walks towards you normally, his hood drawn over his head, looking very anxious around all of the scientists that are there. He's not a very sociable person.
I noticed.
He's like, we should probably tell the others.
Yeah, we should. And then we go to tell the others.
Cool. We'll cut to Taisto and Sonia, who have gone to see Wegarurumon, and I don't know, what was it you're trying to negotiate with Wegarurumon now that you've established he's going to lead the Dark Area Rehabilitation Village?
It's just, it's not negotiation, it's planning.
Okay.
We're planning because we can't take everyone out of the dark area. Digimon will throw a fit. Even as far as he's come, he'll slam the brakes, and it'll become much more difficult. So we're trying to figure out what the appropriate size of the pioneers for the village is, and who should be pioneers of the village, who should be the first ones to get out, and how they'll keep in touch with the dark area if they're going to be sending supplies that they're gathering out there, foraging back down here, and maybe how the life in the village is going to perform. That's let's not get ahead of ourselves.
So I think Wegarurumon is like we like cut into the scene with Wegarurumon saying, I think every child in the Dark Zone deserves to go to the city. Not one left behind. They never did anything to deserve to be here, and they shouldn't be here in the first place.
That's fair.
I agree,
Do they fit though?
but
He said, but.
that's the but. Do we know how many child level Digimon are in the dark area?
There's like settlements of them. You've seen them around like while you were traveling through the Dark Zone initially, where they sort of camp out in little like metallic shut.
Right. Let's say in terms let's say in terms of the maximum population of the initial wave of settlers that can reasonably be supported by the village without breaking into an all-out war. All right. In terms of that, how many times that is the number of child level Digimon in the dark area?
I don't know. How many do you think there would be? There's
5.
it's a dog eat dog world
Just
in there. So rookie Digimon are basically prey if they're not protected. So I would assume that while there are a lot of them, because they're rookie level Digimon, they're very common, they're also very regularly killed. And they also live in starvation and poverty and probably die out that way as well. So I want to say there's like a sizable chunk, but not a huge number. I'd want to say like half of all the child Digimon in the dark area would fill a city, probably.
All right.
But is that the type of size that you were thinking would be there?
I mean, that's fine. I don't know how big the dark area is. I don't know how densely populated it is, and I don't know what the demographic makeup of it is. So it's Mr. GM, you're free to invent that on your own.
Cool.
But yeah, so if we took all the child level Digimon out of here, we would need an entire 2 villages just to house them, and then they would struggle because they aren't necessarily able to, take care of themselves. So we can't put that many there. We could maybe do the village, in the starting village, say 60% child level Digimon and 40% adult and higher. And that's very unfortunate, and I know that it's wrong. It's definitely wrong. It shouldn't be like this, but we need to take it slow.
Could you roll to provoke Waguru?
No, I don't.
You get +1 because you have influence.
We'll roll and you will like it.
Oh.
You definitely have influence over Waguru, so you get a +1.
Oh no. Oh,
+1 is
anything. Oh no. No, I don't.
Less
have
moaning,
anything.
more rolling.
More potential, baby.
I don't want more potential.
Then
Yeah,
get
you
good.
do.
Want to help?
I am not there.
Well,
Fuck you.
I guess I could. Yes. Well, it is for their safety. We should make sure that they're cozy here first, and that we can we can find a place where they won't be, troubled by their residents and stuff. Because I know how difficult it can be. Pilamon can attest to that. And they're kind of afraid of strangers and stuff, so we probably should take some more people to protect them. But we will bring them all eventually, yes.
Also, while the living conditions around here aren't they're terrible, to be entirely honest.
Yes.
The fact that Kagayaki is able to create artificial sunlight means that the living conditions will improve quite a lot in the near future, even in here. It won't be too long until we will be able to, tear down the barrier around the dark zone and have real sunlight for everyone. But for now, we need to make sure that our first step doesn't turn into a leap into a chasm.
I just don't want any of those children to die here while we're building a city.
Yeah.
They don't deserve
don't
a life
want
like this.
I know.
I understand
They-
logistically it's not possible, but if we could build a bigger city as our first city, we could house them all. I know that's not very possible.
Yeah, not to start with. I'm very sorry.
Not
We need
right away,
to
but-
make sure.
But that's a good
Once
project to have.
Yes, we can expand the city, and once we can maybe give the children some kind of an education, they can then move from the city to the rest of the wide digital world, leaving up more room for more children from the dark zone.
Another
We need
question
to,
we have
yes.
is, how are we actually going to build a city? Minotauron's pretty good with a hammer. And he's very good at building things, but I doubt he could put together an entire city in even a month. It would take him years to put together a full city.
Well, luckily we know some Digimon who might be able to help us with that. Pablo is going to, Pablo is on his way to get Leomon, but they will also obviously get Tyrannomon as well. Tyrannomon is an excellent architect, built Icon City, top-notch guy. He'll come through for us.
And you also go buy some groceries on the way. And say hi to the beach people as well.
Yes.
Can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he's just going to go to every single small settlement outside of Icon Village and say hi to everybody. And be back in time for the for next episode as well.
Yep.
That's how this is going to go down.
It's easy.
Off-screen power.
So at this point, the Kageaki makes his way over towards you guys. He looks panicked and rushed. He's bringing Zachary with him.
Stop floating! God damn it. Okay. So Ceremony was watching me.
Oh, well, at least that's not that far then, right?
Yeah, but I noticed him when he left, so how many times have I not noticed him?
Yeah. So, should we go after him right now? Do you know which way did he go?
Roughly that way.
That way it is.
If we assume he went in a perfect straight line like an idiot.
They always do. Come on now. They won't. Changing direction?
Yeah, that's true. They aren't wizards, they are sorcerers. They work on charisma, not intelligence.
Yeah, of course.
Intelligence is Darmstadt. We're playing 5 here.
He flew in a straight line, guys.
Okay. I am now being informed by the higher-ups. He's an idiot.
Thank you. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Yes, come on, Zach. Yip.
Zach! He's turned into a Pokemon somehow.
At this point, might as well. Oh, fuck.
Taisto, is it also your priority to go after the Sorcerermon that was spying on you? Or is your priority still to continue not negotiating, still to draw up the logistics of a new village nearby?
No. The point of this entire thing was to get all the logistics out of the way so we can then go and focus on the Sorcerermon. Right now, as far as Taisto is concerned, the logistics have now been agreed to. They can start working on that while then, the three of us go deal with the saving the world.
Cool.
So yes, we're gonna.
You start.
But the thing that would actually is on Taisto's mind is that he should really be trying to figure out where Einar is instead of doing all this bullshit with Sorcerermon, which is just more the reason to punch the Sorcerermon shit in.
So, Sonia, I don't suppose you have an Aspul in your repertoire right now? We could really use one.
So, what do you want to know? I can try and ask. I'm not sure who I'm asking, but the light itself. Yes. Yes. What do you want to know? Where he is?
I don't really know how your powers. Is it actually safe to use your powers? I don't know how they work.
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it should be safe for now. For
Okay.
now, I think I have enough strength to manage one use at least.
Okay, in that case, just spy on them.
Okay, I will activate this divine inspiration.
Cool. Remove 2 from your balance check and have a vision about the situation at hand. So you want to see what the sorcerymon are doing.
Yes.
So you get a vision of one of the sorcerymon flying on its broomstick. It keeps circling back and then flying back again. You get
Oh no,
you
we
get
broke his AI.
you get a separate vision of two of the sorcerymon drawing symbols and digicodes on a cave floor. You get like an air pan shot of like the swamp that Taisto described that Myotismon gave him the vision of, except it's iced over, and there's actually snow falling in this area of the dark zone. And the last thing that you see is the grinning face of an ice Devimon, and then you wake back up.
So there he was. I was wondering where he was, but I didn't want to ask.
Sonia is going to describe everything that she saw. And I believe I have a question to ask. But do we already have a rough idea of where they are with all of this? So
Yeah, Taisto knows where this cave and swamp is in the dark area.
okay. What question should I ask then? Do they have some kind of trap for us, and is there a way to avoid it?
You can only ask one question.
That's one question that has 2 parts.
Oh, he's learning. Oh no.
No, you see,
okay.
in order to be one question, do they have a trap? And okay, let's see. How do you word this?
We'll find a way. We'll find a way to game the system.
Let's munchkin this shit.
What should we be more? What's the best way to prepare against them? That's a good one.
The best way to prepare against them?
Tough question.
It's
Huh?
a very tough question because I don't really know how to frame that.
I also bring up their data from back when I first scanned them. That never goes away. Haha.
So obviously, because they use ice magic, it's weak to flame. That's a weakness of theirs. So I guess a good way to prepare is to find a way to create fire, which you have in spades from Ghostmon and Tyrannomon and.
No, we don't.
Ironmon is gone.
Tyrannomon's gone for now, but you still have Ghostmon when he wakes up.
True.
I suppose the other way that you can prepare is, I think you need to prepare for an intense battle. You get like a separate vision, and they have a lot of enemy forces behind them.
Oh, that's important to know.
The Ice Devimon vision that you got earlier zooms out, and you see that it's leading an army of Ice Digimon behind it. They're sort of marching away from the ice swamp that we saw the vision of, towards where you guys are.
Oh, that's bad.
I will also tell you there is a trap, but you don't know what it is.
At least we know. Guys, so it's pretty bad. They have plenty of people at their disposal, and they have, I'm sure they have some kind of trap plan. I'm not sure what it is or how many, but they're preparing for battle, and well, they're coming towards us eventually. So yeah.
I can try being an asshole out of game.
An
Oh
asshole.
no! We can't take on an army! If only we had some assistance! I'm sorry. Okay,
What?
in character, Kageyaki does not want to involve anyone else.
Only we were a full party. Oh no.
Okay, so 3 people, sorry 4, sorry 5. Oh, versus an army. Yeah, I like our chances.
Well, they're a bunch of ice people, so if Ghostmon is in top condition, maybe?
Has to just lifts Ghostmon up by a limp arm, and Ghostmon is, hanging by the arm, unconscious, swinging like a, I don't know, pendulum.
You know what's
You
the
probably
worst part?
shouldn't hold him like that.
He's a ghost. Smelling salts, smelling salts won't work on him. Okay. 3 people versus an army. 3 people versus an army. And they had 3 Cerberumon also casually last time we saw them. So they might have more perfect form, so we can't just handle it with Moradormon and Mistimon.
I think it's at this point you hear footsteps behind you, and Stella approaches and says, "Is there anything I can do to help? I do have one of these digivices, and I sure wish I could help."
Well, without your partner, it might be difficult, but... Oh, wait, I remember now. I had a vision of your partner. In Digimon's village, Digiegg was white with red stripes, if I remember correctly.
Who? Okay.
So-
Real quick, Taisto. You know where they are. How far away are they?
Yes.
Their insert distance here.
Lovely.
Yes.
They are
Correct.
within like a few like an hour's travel, basically. Like it's not very far at all. They're actually based quite close to where Myers once mentioned it was.
Well, there goes the idea of me going and fetching the egg just in case. Not that too much, but okay.
Look, we need to. Unfortunately, we can't really wait for our friends and allies to, come to their senses and rejoin us in this fight. The best we should do is that Zachary should stay here because we actually assume that he's, in his senses. Zachary should stay here and make sure that in case something happens to us, he can be here to protect the castle and see to a safe evacuation in case something bad happens.
Okay, speaking
The three of us should go and engage the opposition while they're hopefully out of balance and not prepared for us just yet. Pablo is on his way outside the dark area and is going to, on his quest to find us people that can help us build a lasting peace. But once he's back, he can then join Zachary in defending the castle in case something bad happens to us.
Okay.
2 of them, yes.
Is Wergar okay? You said yes, so I thought I was about to talk.
Sorry, go ahead, Kageyaki.
Is Wergarumon still here since we start talking like right next to him?
Yeah, Wegarumon's still here. Yeah.
Okay, so big army coming. I'm not sure if we can take them. I need you to
Sure.
start actually gathering people and getting him here, so you can all be together in case we need to properly evacuate. Okay.
I'm on it, he says. In the
Good.
he wolf gallops away on his all fours to gather up everyone he can do and shelter them assumedly in Myotismon's mansion for now, even though he doesn't really want to be there permanently.
Okay. And yes, getting them to actually help would be the smart option, but I refuse.
Fair enough.
Oh, fuck, that may have killed us. Whatever.
All right. We should leave as soon as possible.
Yeah, let's go. Fuck it.
Cool. You head off deeper into the dark area, and it takes about 15 minutes before you start to see your breath in front of you. The harsh sandstorm that buffets you as you walk through the dark area picks up as white flakes of snow, and brushes against your skin, making it feel ice cold to the touch, and starts burning you with the cold. Essentially, it's like cold burn. You are freezing, and as you feel like your legs are about to give out from how cold it is, you see the silhouettes on the horizon of as your visor Kageyaki zooms in on it, it's Ice Devimon leading an army of ice Digimon behind him, made up of Digimon such as Frigimon. There are Korikakumon and Kumamon there, or as maybe you'd like to call them, Blizzardmon and Bearmon.
Those are perfect.
Not Bearmon. What's he called in Japanese?
Chakmon.
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 Oh boy, 2 of those are perfect. Lovely.
And they're basically just marching in your direction. You see overhead the Sorcerymon, who's been like circling back and flying straight lines. He sees you about to meet the army, and then he just zips off back towards the army. What do you guys do?
I activate the moment of truth. I stop this all right now before everything starts and we ruin the fun for everyone.
God.
I don't want that one.
Fuck, those are a lot of Digimon.
When I say that there's an army of Digimon, I say that there's roughly 50 Digimon coming towards you.
50 Digimon.
Well, it's still a lot.
50. Not 15, 50.
50. Right. That's a lot of Digimon.
Yeah, and some of them are perfect.
All right. Well, that doesn't matter. But still, that's a lot of Digimon.
Oh boy.
Let's see what my character sheet says. Is there anything I can do?
Quick, someone level up and get into that so we can steal some of them.
I'm on it.
Right. I'm not gonna use that because I'm not an idiot.
At this point, collateral damage is a good thing, by the way.
What?
Just saying.
All right. So what we
The
need
only
to
collateral are more enemies.
So what we need to do right here... Oh, jeez. Do I actually have to use game phase? I don't wanna. Can't make me. No,
You don't
I
have
won't.
to.
I refuse. I refuse. But it's so good.
I mean, technically, you're not committing yourself to defeat a terrible enemy, because there isn't one terrible enemy. There is like an army of Digimon coming at you.
They might be a hive mind, you never know.
No, but the terrible enemy is the ice sorcerer.
That's gonna take a while, my friend.
I know.
Sorry to say.
Conditions, baby, conditions. Oh, jeez, I have that as well. Oh, Christ, yeah, I'm not doing that then. So what we need to do is we need to somehow separate the army from the rest of the folks, and then engage the the head of the army, the Ice Devimon, the Sorcerymon, and get them get them out by the count on the count. Because I believe Ghostmon waves Ghostmon's limp, lifeless body around, is probably still the best fighter out of us. It naturally falls to me that I will try to keep the army at bay.
Oh boy. Okay.
And the two of you, Kagayaki, you take it away. Invent us a way out of this.
Invent us a way out of 50 people.
Yes.
Yeah, with scraps of metal. And maybe one scarf.
I made a door. We can go through the door.
I made it out
No
of
way,
bread!
but
So
Also, Kagayaki,
Yes.
I know you can do this, and also, fast.
there it
And
is.
that's enough.
Oh, please say it! I need my fingers back!
slings the lifeless body of Ghostman or hurls the lifeless body of Ghostman at the enemy Digimon and jumps down at them, and Ghostman just comes to his senses mid-flight and evolves to Flame Wizardmon. And the two land on the ground in the superhero pose as you can expect. And then starts rushing at the enemy army to, obliterate them with, the power of adult level Digimon.
And Flame Wizardmon says, so what are we doing?
That's not a real roll, by the way. I was just doing it for comedic effects. You land in a superhero pose, Taisto. Wizardmon, he just lands after digivolving face first and wakes up like, what the hell? What's going on?
Oh my god! There's Wizardman now!
Jesus Christ, it's a slide evolution?
Does he still have his memories, by the way?
Yeah, Flame Wizardmon will have all of his memories back now that he's digivolved to the mega level.
Okay, thank fuck it's not that stupid. Imagine if he just create split personalities.
Yeah, he's just the regular old Ghostmon until he becomes a Mega Digimon and then he reverts back to his past life.
That's my secret, Cap! I'm always a Vortex Warrior!
Anyway,
Okay.
yes, the two of us charge at the enemy and try to, put a dent in their ranks.
Cool. I would like to roll to... Well, firstly, actually, you guys are engaging a dangerous threat as a team. So, 2 teams get added to the pool immediately. Sonia has influence over everybody, so that's a 3rd team.
No, she
I
doesn't.
don't think I do. No. Not anymore.
You have it
Now that
over...
I'm over Testo now.
Oh, you don't have it over Taisto?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nobody has.
Remember
Oh,
all
I
the
was
things
looking-
that
I was looking at influence over me rather than influence over others, that's why. Okay, so 2. Does anybody feel like the team is ill-prepared, off-balance, etc.?
There's 50 of us.
So, when you say you prepared...
No, but we have a plan and everything. Isn't this what you wanted?
Yes, the plan is to beat them up and hope for the best.
It's worked for us so far.
Does any member of the team mistrust another member of the team right now? Now, I know that there's a lot of controversy right now between Sonia trapping everyone in a dream world and having them be tortured by their own nightmares, and Taisto leaving the gang because he felt like he had to do his own isolation
For the
character
second
arc.
time for the record.
So, to repeat myself, does anybody mistrust another member of the team, or are we all good buddy again?
Well, we're all
Mistrust.
good buddy right now, at the very least. Priorities.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, she trusts Saisto for now, since she had a whole reconciliation thing and he came back quite quickly. So I'd say it's fine for now.
It's not my fault that he came back quickly.
Okay, so,
So no, apparently no one mistrusts any other member of the team right this second.
Cool.
Assume
So you
that's
have
comparison, so.
3 team in your pool.
okay, Sonia, apologize to Zach later for me because,
Like 4.
Karayaki pulls out the fire extinguisher. I'm about to turn that into the exact opposite.
No.
You're going to turn a fire extinguisher into a fire creator.
Yes, if only there was a better word for that, for such a weapon.
A flamethrower.
Sort of thrower of flames.
I know,
So you see-
we will call it a fire lobber.
So you see, Digirunes work like Arcana cards. I just flip this baby around. And it is now the reverse fire extinguisher.
You better change it back afterwards because Zach is going to flip out.
Oh, Zack is going to flip out if he actually plays and realizes it's not there.
Zach's with you right
So
now.
he's never going to.
Wait, Zach's not with you, is he? He's back at the.
Zach is at the castle. We left him there.
So how do you have the flamethrower? I mean the fire
I took
extinguisher.
it from
stole
him
it.
while he was unconscious.
Okay, cool.
Not like we haven't pulled other things out our ass before.
put his fire extinguisher to bad use.
Yes, because he isn't here.
Cool.
Mom would be proud.
I would call that one of your gadgets, by the way.
Fair enough.
So when you unleash your power with that gadget, you have to roll plus superior instead of plus.
I may roll plus superior instead of unique. Important distinction. I choose not to roll superior.
I think
instead
I've
of unique.
misworded that. Whenever you use a gadget that is treated as a gadget, you'd have to roll superior.
No, it says may, and now it says may forever. Come on.
I
Don't do this to me.
I don't see you may on any of
You. The game is rigged. Game's rigged.
No, I see it. It's right here. Come on, let me have such an important role. It's like a
Oh.
+2 difference.
It makes it more interesting if you're not rolling unique, but whatever.
13, it did not. No, okay, it actually did. Because 13 still it's end of 11.
I mean, either way, it's a full hit, so I think yeah.
Yes, but full hit versus crit.
Okay, so on a full hit, you do whatever it is you set out to do with your invention, aka you have made a flamethrower.
Hans, get the flamethrower.
You stand there with ancient digirunes hovering around the nozzle of the flamethrower. You test it by pushing the end of the button, and it shoots out some of the frothy carbon dioxide from the end of the nozzle, and it just immediately erupts into flame through the digirunes.
Friendly reminder: this baby never runs out of ammo.
Good to know. A little bit OP.
Okay. And now we do the dumb thing. I activate my roller skates. And then I put a Lucian Dormon who begins to hyperspeed around the army and begin touching them.
Apparently, roller skates somewhat work in snow. Cool. So sorry, you said you turned on your roller skates and did what? Sorry,
I activate my roller skates that are created with the intention of working on bad ground, by the way, since most of the ground we're on there isn't exactly paved.
True.
And then I put a little Lucian Dormon, and he begins to hyperspeed around, dragging me around. I activate the flamethrower on the army.
Cool. So Doraemon's apparently he's digivolved into San Lukeman, right? Or is he still Doraemon pulling around you?
He can use it on Sangloopmon, so he's on Loopmon.
Cool, you sang one. So you're being pulled around. You're trying to flamethrower the enemies, right?
Yes.
Cool. I would like you to roll to directly engage a threat. I
Lovely.
would like you to do so with disadvantage, but also you have advantage because you have a flamethrower. So I'm going to say regular advantage.
Perfect. I don't suppose they've started attacking first.
Wait, regular advantage.
Regular advantage, not actual advantage.
Oh, just roll regularly.
Roll regularly without advantage,
Yeah.
but without disadvantage either.
Right.
Adela.
So what happened to my attack?
Nothing
Ooh.
apparently. You don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Dice spends too much time posing in the superhero pose, giving Kagayaki the opportunity to turn a fire extinguisher into a flamethrower, press down, and then attack the enemy.
I mean, we can always say that he was tinkering with it on the way here.
Yes, I turned 6 seconds into 5 minutes. What do you want?
Also, it'll be funny because Kageyaki's reckless is -2, so this is only going to go well.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is going to go
definitely.
great, actually.
Only can only go well.
A huge army isn't considered being dramatically under fire, correct?
No.
5.
There is no amount of teamwork that will get you out of that one. Well,
I mean,
No.
there is.
There is.
There's 2 of you and 3 teams.
But
4
we don't
teams.
care.
Does anybody want to dig Kageyaki out of his hole, or does everyone want to leave Kageyaki to his devices and have him be left to my machinations?
No, do with him as you will. With his head.
Wow, you guys are
Kill
mean.
him?
Cool.
Consequences. We live for the consequences.
So,
I
Kageyaki, mark potential. That's your first consequence. Okay, so what happens is you start rollerblading towards them, like Sangloopmon propelling you forward like a sled dog. You start unleashing the flames from the end of the nozzle on the fire extinguisher. And as planned, fire leaks out and starts hitting some of the ice Digimon, and they recoil in pain. But what you don't remember, what you didn't account for, is that when you turn on a fire extinguisher, it comes out with a lot of force, and you're on rollerblades being pulled at high speeds by a dog. So it sort of blows you off track as you fire out this fire, and you fall from your roller skates, and you get dragged along the ground behind Sangloopmon, who hasn't realised you've fallen. You get a face full of snow as that happens, and I think you mark a condition. I would like you to mark probably angry.
Da fuck.
Everyone, you see Kageyaki faceplant into some snow and be dragged along behind Sangloopmon as he slowly becomes a snowball. What do you do?
I think there's a shot of that's directly from behind Kagayaki facing the army that's now encroaching on him. Coming to trample and destroy him and kill him because he's dead in the water. Then from the off screen, there's a Flame Wizardmon jumps. It does a reverse somersault to the panel, and dragging behind a wall of fire behind him, stretches across the screen to separate Kagayaki to come between Kagayaki and the army.
Cool, roll to defend Kageyaki.
My pleasure.
Cool, so you do it. You can also add a team to the pool, take influence over Kageyaki.
I think I'll take influence over Kagayaki, please.
Cool, you gain influence over Kageyaki. If you already had influence over Kageyaki, fuck him up.
He's left with it twice. No, he fucking doesn't.
Cool.
Right.
So you keep Kageyaki safe. What does that look like?
Yeah. So Flame Wizard lands from his reverse somersault and then thrusts his flame matchstick staffs towards the army, and the wall of fire that he just drew behind him waves out and pushes back the army. Ice Digimon, while Taisto comes in and runs in and picks Kagayaki up from his little blunder.
Here's a flamethrower.
You were supposed to get the guys at the edge. Just leave the army to me. Go.
Here's a flamethrower, all yours.
Oh, thank you. So,
It never runs out.
it's time to bring the heat. And then with the successful passing of the flamethrower, Taisto takes a firm stance and starts spewing flames towards the enemy, and you can see that Flame Wizardmon is using this using the flame produced by the flamethrower and shooting it through these magic gates that propel them into these fire magic sorcery projectiles that explode at individual members of the army to throw them away.
Roll to directly engage a threat. Regular roll.
Oh fuck!
So you start lobbing fireballs into the middle of the army.
Okay!
No, someone can help me!
Fireball Thor!
Is anybody going to help Taisto, or are we leaving?
I'm not
Taisto
an
to
asshole,
his
so
death?
I throw a firebolt in one's face. I can still cast that.
Think about that. It could mark potential.
No, don't make me mark potential.
No, he's the asshole. I am not. Somehow.
Thank you.
We're trying to switch roles at some point, I don't know when.
It would
Right.
seem.
It's a 7. Pick one of the options, and Kagayaki will share in the consequences of the roll for helping you.
I will resist or avoid their blows.
Cool. So you start firing fireballs at the crowd, and like as Flame Wizardmon's put up this flaming wall barrier, it gets dramatically slashed out as a Korikakumon or Blizzardmon or whatever you want to call it has dived through the flames and swung his axes to disperse them. He's coming straight through your throat, and then a fireball just smacks him in the bottom of the chin, and he goes off balance and skids into the snow beside you, Taisto, and you see Kagayaki kneeling dramatically beside you, his hand in the air, aiming his magic runes at the Blizzardmon that he just shot.
That never gets old.
You didn't pick to create an opportunity or impress, surprise, or frighten them, so they're not exactly scared of the fire. I think they tactically decide to move around it. The Sorcerymon that's been flying overhead rips open a portal in front of the army, and some of them step through, and the portal opens again on the other side of the flames, and they charge out from behind. So now you're sandwiched between two separate armies, basically. Sonia, we haven't heard from you yet. What are you doing?
Keep posing mostly.
Lovely.
Just Sonia will fly into the air, try to get the attention of the Sorcerymon, and say, "Please, Mr. Sorcerymon, I know you might not believe us, but we really just want to talk. We don't have to do this. I know you're not that bad. Please? Because if you leave me no choice, I'll have to put everybody to sleep again,
Roll to provoke him.
Bravo.
That would be such a hilarious way to end the fight.
Roll to make them fall to sleep is Probably +1, unless it's. I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any conditions right now. So it should be just +1. But superior. Oh, I mixed that up. No, +1 anyway. Okay. Yeah. I don't suppose I have influence over this. Probably.
You definitely don't.
7. That's barely a win.
Just barely.
No.
So either he stumbles, hesitates, or overreacts. I think it's not really a hesitation, but he like swoops down in front of you, and he starts like monologuing as all evil villains do, even though he's not really that evil. It's like the time for talk is over.
It never fucking came with you.
You Digidestined have crossed the line. At every single venture that we've had, you've been there and you've put a stop to it.
I think Flame Wizardmon, there's a shot of Flame Wizardmon's face as he realizes that, sees the Sorcerymon that's, swept down to, lost his concentration as that's monologuing, and with a quick flick of his matchstick staff, he flings a fireball or firebolt at the distracted Sorcerymon to try and knock him down out of the sky, down from the sky. That's the word I was looking for.
Wait, I was trying to talk.
Roll to unleash your
Yeah,
powers.
welcome. Join the fucking club, Sonia.
Roll to unleash your powers, Taisto.
No, directly engaging with the enemy.
No, I'm afraid you aren't directly engaging a threat because he's not fighting back against you at this point.
No, I hate you.
Something consequences.
Okay.
I'm an evil GM when I want to be.
8! Yes! Haha! So, alright.
It's unstable or temporary unless you mount a clap.
Yes. So, I think that there's on the power that's drawn this like beautiful arc of the fireball that it hits, smacks the Sorcerymon, and instead of like burning or damaging him, it turns as it explodes on impact, it turns into this like ropes of flame that's actually just constrain him, wrap around him, and keep him at bay, while Taisto gets really fucking mad that the Sorcerymon has the audacity to start talking about, the time for talk is over, when all they've done is avoid us, not try to reason or anything. They just do their evil bullshit, destroy the statues of the heroes of the digital world, of the Vortex Warriors. And now suddenly it's too late to talk, when they haven't been up there ready to talk with us any point of the way. How dare they?
Do you utter the special word?
That's enough.
That's enough.
Lovely.
Cool. So the Sorcerymon gets wrapped in flames. He starts falling from the sky. As his like broom and him get ensnared by the like flame like tendrils that Flame Wizardmon's summoned around him. Sonia, what do you do when this happens?
What do I do?
You were trying to talk to him, and then he just got flame wrapped, basically.
Wait, I still was trying to talk. Sorry for my friend.
Taisto
Sorry, that to kill you, no big deal.
Continuing the fight.
Bye-bye.
Oh boy. Just. Yes, we tried to stop you at some point, but in the end, I indirectly helped you by breaking the statues, I guess. Could you please stop? Oh no. Sorry for hurting you. That was really not my intention. Oh boy. Can you find it in your heart to forgive us?
No, I don't think you can.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, I think as he like hits the ground and the snow around him like melts from the flames, he casts some ice magic, and the tendrils like freeze, and he shatters them around him as he converts the fire magic into ice. And he stands up and brushes his coat off, and he remarks towards Flame Wizardmon, "You always were a lousy student."
Ow.
Oh, he called you lousy.
Ooh. Big oof.
He says, "At every venture you, Digidestined, have stopped us from freeing our master. It's his right to return to the digital world."
Well, yeah, no said if he returns he could cause an ice age.
If he causes an ice age, it'll be a great learning opportunity for the Digimon of the digital world.
You know, we use a different word in my world. What is it? Genocide. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, it's not a good thing.
"You just don't understand," he says, as
I think you don't understand, to be honest.
he spins his stick, his staff, points it towards Kagiaki and Taisto on the ground, and Digirunes start to form around his staff. Before you can even react, he's unleashed it. It's like this big blue missile comes towards you and slams into the ground in front of you. And he says, "Have a taste of your own medicine," as these ice tendrils shoot up from the ground and wrap around Flame Wizardmon and Taisto and Kagiaki and Sangleepmon, who just teleports out of it because he's Sangleepmon, you know, teleportation OP. What do you do?
Okay. So, with my fingers inside the tendrils, I try to form a hitting rune.
You want to form a hidden rune?
Yes.
What's the rune going to do? Just like a
Heating.
fireball? Oh, a heating rune. Sorry, I thought you said hidden. My bad.
Hitting rune, yes, to melt the
To
thing.
melt the ice. Okay, yeah, you can start doing that. Roll to unleash your powers, and we'll see what happens.
2d6. Okay, let's see. Ha ha ha! Outplayed and outmaneuvered. 12.
Cool. The
Wow.
ice immediately starts to melt around your legs, and you see the Sorcerymon remark like, "Interesting. A human that can use magic."
Yeah, Wizardmon is a pretty good teacher, it turns out. I don't suppose that is, by the way, good enough for my crest to activate.
Are you using knowledge?
I mean, yes, I used a Digirun.
I'll give you it. Let's roll to Digivolve. Well, actually, no, wait.
Oh.
You can't. You're not facing a foe of high level enough.
Ooh.
The Digivolve move says
When you embody the value of your...
when you when you battle against a dangerous foe.
It's, well,
If you
they
go
are
to your champion
50,
level,
and
we
some of
already
them
did that.
are
When you
perfect.
embody the values of your crest, roll plus conditions mod.
Okay, yeah, sure. Go for it then. Roll plus conditions marked.
Ha ha ha! I have outplayed you, for you see.
You,
It's basically as high as it gets. 10.
It's next to impossible for you to fail at plus 4.
Cool. On a 10 plus, clear a condition and Digivolve and tell us what it looks like.
I clear insecure. Whew. Okay. So as Kagayaki forms the rune, and he flexes his arms, breaking the thingy. Okay, that. So yeah, about that lousy student thing. Flag Wizardman was also one of my teachers. And behind him, once again, San Lupon just does the reused animation of standing up and his claws turning into rapiers. Like there are only so many times I can describe the exact same thing.
Cool. He turns into Matadormon. I think you see visibly on Sorcerymon's face a flicker of emotion as that happens. And he yells, "Retreat!" to his army. And as he says that, the entire army turns on its heel and starts running back towards where they came from. What do you do?
Well, if we were smart, we would try to pick them while they're effectively routing. But since we're good, I don't know.
Well-
What are they trying to do? What are they trying to do? Kagayaki, please tell us what they're trying to do, because I don't want to roll superior.
Oh, I mean, that's a good question. Tactical retreat, I suppose. Going behind to gather their forces.
Assess the situation, maybe.
But that's it all! Okay. Assess the situation, +0 superior. And from Genius... It's engineering, so that doesn't help. 9!
Cool. I think you get to ask one question on 9, isn't it?
Are my... Everything is silent.
Fred died. Oh no.
Okay.
Fred died again.
It's
No.
hard to tell when it's Fred and when
no,
it's
the
me.
best of us.
I'm Fred.
Okay, so basically, what I want to do is at least capture the Sorcerimon. Since now we do have three casters. What here can I use to capture the Sorcerimon?
To capture the Sorcerymon, you can use your now superior speed and the fact that you can teleport to effectively keep the Sorcerymon here. Obviously, you can't like keep all 50 of the army here. That'd be incredibly taxing.
For the record, I do have another spell that I have discussed the spells I want to actually be able to use, and one of them that hasn't debuted yet were the Shadow Tentacles.
Is that a Shadow Tentacles
Bandai.
from Kagayaki's spells, or is that Shadow Tentacles from...
Yeah. Kagayaki spell that usually I use Matadormon as an enhancer for the Kagayaki's magic to make it actually work.
Okay, well, because you have Matadormon here, I'm sure you can enhance your magic tendrils. Yeah, you could probably use your tendrils to, like, trap him here and prevent him from flying away. And if you do, you get pluses to your roll because you assess the situation.
Yes. Okay, someone was trying to say something.
No.
Okay.
Go right ahead. Let's keep the Sorcerymon here.
Yeah.
Lovely. So is that unleashing my power since he isn't actively fighting back?
Yes, sorry, it would be unleashing your powers, so I should have specified.
36 plus 3. I don't suppose I have advantage since I am using a perfect level.
You do.
Lovely.
Oh, that's the thing now. I'll be keeping that in mind. Putting that
Well,
away
we
from
have disadvantage
mind
when the
palace.
opposite happens. Makes sense.
Well, that's not too bad. You got an 8. No, wait, you got a 6. So
I got a 6, yeah.
yeah, you have like
That's amazing.
No, but it's with advantage, so that's 5 plus 3, which is 8.
Yes, sorry, yes,
It's
it's 8. Yes, I'm thinking of it in disadvantage ways. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. 8. Lovely.
cool.
That's
So,
amazing.
You do it, but it's unstable or temporary unless you mark a condition. Are you going to mark a condition, or are you going to like let it ride?
No, marking insecure or hopeless doesn't really work in this situation, so no.
Cool. So we see the shadowy tendril of your magic like erupt from the ground beneath you. As Matadormon enhances the magic and the tendril like expands to grow quite wide and big, it wraps around the torso of Sorcerymon and rips him off of his broomstick, which promptly drops to the ground. And he's pulled back in by the tendril towards you. He is well and truly ensnared in this black gooey mass that you've like casted, and you solidify it with one final rune that just makes the entire goopiness like turn solid and really hard to break out of.
Okay, Sonia! Apologies, but can you put him to sleep real quick?
I'll try. Sorry again.
It's the only way we'll actually get him to actually stick here, so we can talk.
Sheepmon, can you help?
Yeah,
Sheepmon shoot.
Sheepmon like fires the grenade and it just knocks him straight out. He can't defend himself. He's trapped, so you don't even need to roll for that. He's helpless.
Oh, good.
That went well. How the fuck did that go well?
The rest of the army continues to retreat.
Lovely. That's exactly what I wanted them to keep doing.
Right?
Ice Devimon is you hear him yell out, "Stick to the plan!" And as they
That's not
retreat,
good.
That's really bad.
Can I assess, since I already have the sense that there was a trap somewhere, can I get some? Can I see if there's anything off about this place that would maybe hide some kind of trap or clue me in as to what they're planning? Perhaps.
there's nothing really that could clue you into what they're planning. All you know is they're retreating to a location and they have a plan. There's nothing really given away about it. There's nothing really around in the environment either. It's a desolate wilderness. The only things that are different is a big swamp and a cave. Those are the only two things really that you can note that are different about the environment.
Okay, but nothing sets me off with those two things. They seem normal.
Well, aside from them being frozen over, yeah, they seem relatively normal to your eye.
Well, that's not good.
I think it's at this moment that you see Ice Devimon as well. He lifts his arm up into the sky, snaps his fingers, and some like ice magic like flickers out of it, and the snow starts to pick up really heavy. It turns into a proper snowstorm, and from that snowstorm, cloaked by the snow, a mammothmon erupts and rams its head into the black tendril, and you see a small crack in the base start to form. What do you do?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Can I, in panic, can I use some dirt bombs to create some sort of makeshift coat? Not really a coat, but protection against the storm, even if it's rudimentary.
Sure. Yeah, you can like cover yourself in fluffy wool balls.
Yeah, I cover my teammates too, if they need it.
Yeah, sure. If my hands are free, the rest doesn't matter.
You have now a coat. Yay! Hooray! So
Versatility!
about that crack in the floor, and I'm not sure I can do much about. Those that can fly should probably do so.
I think everyone can fly.
What? No, Flame Wisdom can fly.
He can't fly. I was so certain he's flown numerous times before.
He can fly. This was what I was saying.
Oh yeah, everyone can fly, so...
That's what
Wait,
it is.
I thought.
Can Matadormon fly?
Well, she can cast and she has a broom now.
Can't fly.
Kagayaki and Sonia, keep the mammoth one at bay. I'll see if I can do something to get the opposition off balance. Starts to shout and starts running into the snowstorm.
Don't be too mean with them, okay? I hope he listen.
He didn't. Yay, what do you do, you boy?
Mr. Mammoth, dude,
Sorry, just real quick. So where is or was Ice Devimon?
He is with the 50 plus ice Digimon retreating to.
Not plus. We took out like 2 of them.
Fine, the 48 other ice Digimon.
There we go.
Heading towards the towards wherever the Sorcerymon's base is head up. They have a plan supposedly, and he's the one that used magic to create a snowstorm.
Yes, that much I got, but I was just wondering if it was like at the middle of the lake or somewhere else. So they're at the cave.
They have ran to the center of the lake. They're standing on the center of the lake. They have set up defensive positions. They've put mammoth mons in front of the lake to sort of be big body shields. They have like Blizzardmon and Chatmon standing behind them, ready to like attack out like phalanx shields almost. And Ice Devimon is standing on top of one of the mammoth mons, sort of being a general and directing everybody to get into position.
Right. So do they
really
have like
well.
so they have like barricades as well and like snow walls or whatnot?
Yeah, they've created
Like
snow
really-
walls using their abilities.
All right. So they have created completely insurmountable obstacle with the snowstorm and the walls and the defensive positions and all of that, right?
It's reasonably insurmountable for one person. Yes.
Thank you. I will consider that as a yes. Thank you very much.
Wow.
You, go on ahead, Kage against Sonia. Thank you.
Mr. Mammoth Monster, I don't suppose we could talk. I mean, I assure you, we're not here to hurt you.
You see, it doesn't listen to you at all. It's rabid like the Mojimon was in the cave. It seems to have been resurrected as an Ice Digimon and has lost its mind.
I see.
It rams its tusk into the dark tendril, cracking it once more. If it hits that tendril again, it's probably going to shatter and free the Sorcerymon. What do you do?
Okay, combination time, I guess. Okay, Shadow Clone Jutsu to get him out of there. And, is using my third spell too much of an Ashpool.
What's your third spell again?
Calm Emotions.
Calm Emotions.
Yes,
When would you read that spell?
It was during the off-screen training, I'm not sure, like... We said a few weeks, I'm pretty sure more than a month has passed at this point.
In a while.
Let's sec. I'm going to make a roll and see if you've learnt it.
Roll of destiny.
You've learnt it, but it's not quite perfect yet.
Well, if it works, it works.
It'll work, but there'll be significant drawbacks for you. If you calm his emotions, you're going to take on his emotions. I mark a condition if you do so.
Oh boy. Okay. I can do a thing. Probably.
Oh, yes. What's your plan?
Transfer his confusion to me. I won't enjoy the process.
Oh well.
Like, you just prepare the slip grenades if it goes south.
On it.
Roll to unleash your powers, Kakayaki. $12, nice. Yeah, you
I am just too good at this game.
you transfer his emotions into you to calm him down. You get like this feeling of like confusion.
I'd say dread since he's dead.
Well, confusion and like fear and like this unknowingness of like why he's here and what he's doing. And all he knows is that he has to follow the orders of the sorcery one who resurrected him. I think he feels insecure, and so
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tap that insecure. I do need not to unleash my powers a lot. So hopeless is going to stay unticked as long as I can reliably bullshit my way through not taking it.
And yeah, he calms down and he like slumps into the ground, into the snow. And you hear like the biggest sigh ever. It's like he like breathes out a small blizzard from his mouth and starts getting buried in the snowstorm.
Oh,
Good. Now you only need to do this 40 more times.
oh, I'm not doing that again. Ooh. Oh, that was a surge of emotions. Turns out if you die, you feel things.
Tysto,
think there
what are
could
you
be
gonna
a-
do?
Yeah, I was just going to say that there could be a cut towards the rampart, so to say. There's like framing it from behind Ice Devimon's shoulder. You can see that a lone figure steadily marches on, forms in the blizzard, and comes into view from the midst of the billowing snow. And it's Tysto. He's all alone. He's walking right up to Ice Devimon and the crew, and he has something to say. Because he's pretty fed up with Ice Devimon. So how dare he start threatening the digital world like he is? He should, because Tysto still remembers when he was an Impmon. They met, right? They met all the way back in Wiretown, if I remember correctly. The ruins of Wiretown that were not only destroyed by Mummimon's forces, but also then picked clean by the Sorcererman brothers. It took Jungle Mojamon's egg after it had been, killed in the attack. And Imban was there. Like, Imban was there when Wiretown was destroyed, and he did nothing. And now he's joined with the Sorcerermon, and he wants to bring about the end of the world. the end of the world. He killed Leomon. Well, was there when Leomon was killed. A good friend of theirs. He was there when Ogremon was being corrupted from, he died and was then resurrected by the Wizardmon. Sorcerermon. And now he's joined with the Sorcerermon, and he just wants to, I don't know, destroy everything. Why is he doing this? What kind of a bullshit reason might he ever have to do something so stupid, so unforgivable like this? Still doesn't understand. But he's going to step aside and reveal that behind him was standing Flame Wizardmon all this time, weaving magical incantations into the air, and he steps out of the way just as Flame Wizardmon closes his hands, bringing them close and coalescing all the runes that have been floating in the air into one swirling ball of fire. And let me just think for real quick. Yeah, I'm not going to take a risk. Should I? It would be really cool. All right, let's see. I would argue that walking up to the enemy and starting to spout hard facts at them is brave. Yeah,
I'd agree that a lone person walking up to an army of 50 Digimon is brave.
Right. Let's hope the dice gods are with me.
Brave is a nice way to put it.
Phew. Oh, all right. So, as the flame magic that Flame Wizardmon has been weaving in the air starts collecting into this one pure searing ball of fire, Flame Wizardmon is overtaken by the light of evolution, which magnifies the power like tenfold at least. And you can see that his robes turn to armor, and his magic staff and the other magic staff turn into a sword and an orb. And he manifests a flowing regal cape behind him as he prepares to unleash his magical power on the world. And finally he thrusts his hands forward, and this searing bolt of light just erupts from them. Really small, comparatively. You would think it would be bigger, but it's actually really small and really thin. And it slowly, far slower than you would even expect, starts stretching out towards the formation of the enemy. And it's so bright that it just darkens everything around it. And then erupts into a massive explosion. Basically, it's not playing.
Cool. I assume that you're using physics. What physics?
Yes, a massive explosion that is going to blast away the enemy. Guys, stop memeing! I'm trying really hard.
Yes. It's even funny because the audience does not have the context.
No. Yes. So it blasts into a massive explosion that is going to, just absolutely obliterate the opposition. And since I'm angry, I actually get even more extra shit.
I swear that's a Castlevania attack.
An 11, nice. So yeah, the explosion obviously barrels straight through the snowy barricades, pierces through a few of the mammoth bombs as well, and blows them to smithereens, knocking Ice Devimon off of his perch as he's about to monologue back at you, and takes out maybe a few. It kind of wrecks the formation that they formed, and it separates them. We see I think you see it through the smoke of the explosion because it's so bright, and then it becomes dark with the smoke of like the magic that's happened. There is a soft blue glow coming from the lake now.
It doesn't, feel good for us, to be honest. But anyway, now that their formation has been broken, I think it's time to start laying in the punishment. So, with the gap in their ranks created, Taisto is going to obviously lead the charge that Kagayaki and Sonia don't necessarily know is even happening. So far back. But
if only we could communicate.
If only we had some way of communicating. No, Taisto lets you guys know with a ping that, hey, by the way, the assault is happening, be there or be square. And then him and Mr. Mon start charging.
I'm sorry.
Be there or be T-pose. Yes. Start charging in towards the enemy while they're still reeling from the shock. You can see that he, as the duo are, storming into their encampment, basically. Mr. Mon is, dashing out or lashing out attacks left and right to get the ones that are trying to get back up to get back down and quit. Hopefully, but we try to get to the center of the blue globe because we want to see what's going on and stop it.
Roll to directly engage a threat.
Sure thing. My pleasure, boss. It's a 7.
Choose one of the options.
Kill.
I want to create an opportunity.
Okay. And what does that look like?
Well, Taisto has now single-handedly blown open their ranks, and as the two of them are charging onwards, they're taking care to make sure that the opening stays there. Anyone who's trying to get back up from the, having been blown to smithereens is, struck back down. Hopefully, they learn their lesson to stay down and not get in the way. But the point is to leave out a nice, open, welcoming, gaping hole in the ranks that Kagayaki and Sonia can then use to join the fight in a moment.
Cool. But you don't resist or avoid their blows. So what's going to happen next is you create that opportunity for them by keeping them at bay. You see Kagayaki and Sonia charging in the back of Sanglutmon and Sheepmon just behind you.
Part of me wants us to be on the Mammon.
One of you wants to be on the Mammon.
Like, that'd just be cool.
I mean, you can if you want to. I mean, I think Sanglutmon would feel pretty left out. But yeah, the Digimon are held at bay by your magic, and you create the opportunity for them. But right at the last second, you hear this ear-piercing screech come from above you. And you see well, in fact, you don't see it. It just grabs you. It grabs Mistymon in one foot and Taisto in the other. Lifts you high into the sky, and then at high speeds flies down towards the ground and lets go, and you hit the snow like missiles. I want you to take a powerful blow as a crisp Haildramon lands in the snow, unfurls its wings, screeches again, and obviously looks terrifying as a giant ice dragon.
Well, I ain't here, Docker.
Alright. Never give up, never surrender, or a regular?
A regular take a powerful blow, because he is of the same power level as you.
Yes, I was afraid that you would say that.
If you want to be technical, he's actually lower since they have the elemental advantage.
That's a 9.
That's not good.
No, but it could be worse.
Does anybody want to assist him and push him to a 10?
Oh, perfect, yes!
No, I'm joking.
You open your eyes and realize!
Finally!
So on a 7 to 9, you can either lash out verbally, give ground, or struggle past the pain.
Right. I don't particularly like any of these options, which doesn't
not
probably
supposed
doesn't
to.
come to yeah, which probably doesn't come
Really?
as a surprise anyway. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'll just struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions. Whatever. Conditions are a dime a dozen.
Cool. Which 2 are you going to mark?
Yeah, I'll mark guilty and insecure.
Cool.
Because I still want to be able to directly engage threats.
Kageaki, Sonia, you come upon the scene of Mistymon having ripped open the ranks, but then you see Chris Peldramon slam Taisto and Mistymon into the snow, and it screeches. It's not blocking your path to the army that he's kept at bay. You have the opportunity to swoop in and start dealing with the army's plan of whatever the lake's doing. Or you can save Taisto and protect him from Chris Peldramon. What do you do? I'd like to give Sonia a shot because I don't think she's really done a lot this fight yet. So let's start with Sonia. What do you do?
Priority protecting friends. Get off of him, you big meaty! And just going to spin around and shoot projectiles in a rapid fashion, like a machine gun, to hopefully push enough force to push the Chris Predatormon away, so that Taisto and his Digimon can regain their footing. Hopefully, yes.
Cool. Roll to directly engage a threat with disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage, that's not good. It should be plus. I don't have any.
Question.
Mhm.
Can we be stupid? If I assist, can we take away the disadvantage?
Assisting gives you a +1, so that's how assisting works, unfortunately.
No, it's because if I assist, there will also be a perfect dealing with the perfect.
It's Sonia's move, so it's Sheepmon dealing with the perfect. She still rolled really very well.
Wow!
It's
Okay, yeah, that's an 11. I don't think there's a point in making it 12.
Yeah, so pick 2 of the options. You did extremely well.
big
Bravo,
ship.
Desti.
Pick 2 of the options and tell us what it looks like when that happens.
She's going to shoot a massive amount of wool balls to push back Chris Peldramon to create an opportunity for Taisto to get back on track, and also at the same time the projectiles are going to bounce around everywhere as and hitting random people, that random bystanders, and which would probably frighten them and make them hesitant to attack right away, probably.
Cool, so you're basically frightening them because you're holding off this giant dragon.
Yes. The little sheep is overpowering the dragon, so obviously you don't mess with the sheep.
Can sorcerer won't be afraid? Yes, you can. One sec, let me just stick. Okay, I can move. Let's do this. So, yeah, I think what you see is the army starts throwing up their ice walls again. They slam their axes and weaponry into the ground and start using magic to raise up snow barriers around themselves. And I think you see Ice Devimon. He unfurls his wings, flies into the air, and he reaches out with his extremely long arms for Sheepmon. and you hear him say, "Touch of ice!" as his finger reaches out. What do you do?
Oh no, not this again.
Defend?
Sure, how does that look?
Okay, so a rapier comes up. Okay, so Matadormon will try to have his 1,000 arrows slap the hand away or stab it in the best case scenario. And like he'll just snatch Shipmon and move her to the side.
Cool, roll to defend.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I do have influence, yes. That's a +4. I think. But actually, I think I'm insecure, so it's a +2. That's a 10 regardless.
Sweet.
I added him to the pool.
Cool, we're back up to 14.
I think that's actually the best choice here. I already have influence, I don't want to fuck up the labels. Add team. Oh, clear condition, apologies.
Are you going to clear condition? Okay, cool.
I am going
fine if you
to
fucked up my labels. Just
clear the insecure, because I need that defend.
Cool. Yeah, so you snatch Sheepmon and Sonya out of the way just in the nick of time as Ice Digimon flies straight past. He scoffs at the fact that he missed. He's like, "It's nothing personal." Wait, that's not his voice. That's Van Dandemon's voice. It's nothing. It's nothing personal. They're paying me good money to do this.
I've had quite enough of you.
What's enough?
There's like a flourish of a cloak, a billowing of a cloak as Mistymon appears from invisibility with a downward slash of the Heart of Fire, trying to cleanly cut Ice Devimon in two from behind, while he's busy monologuing or being amazed that his masterful plan or attack failed.
Okay, so in the meanwhile, can I be on Mammon and heading for the lake thingy?
Sure, yeah.
Lovely.
I'm following it.
Can I aim to directly engage a threat, please?
Yes.
That's a 10.
Cool, pick two of the options.
I hit ball.
Going pretty well this session.
Yeah,
Well,
fucking
I'll
god
obviously
mode.
resist. I obviously have Mistymon resist or avoids the blow. It comes from a complete surprise, but unfortunately, the only thing that Mistymon is able to cut from Ice Devimon is his wings, as he slightly misplaces the cut, so it's not cleanly bisecting Ice Devimon. I assume I can't cleanly bisect Ice Devimon.
No, not right now.
Yeah,
I was under the impression we did not kill.
Well, getting your memories back as a genocidal, hero general thing might change your character a bit. But yeah.
So I'm assuming that means you take his flight.
Yes, I take his flight away.
To be fly down.
And then I assume you're resisting or avoiding his blows as the other one. Right?
Yes.
Cool.
So Ice Devimon doesn't get a chance to react other than turn just the slightest bit that's enough to save his life, as the Heart of Fire's downward cleave slices away his wings and he falls to the ground in the middle of the snowstorm.
Cool. You see him fall to the ground. He's like incredibly shocked that he's lost his wings. And he quickly scurries backwards, snaps his fingers so that the snow covers him. And you see Chris Paledramon's eyes light up. It unfurls its wings and flies straight towards Mammon with Kageaki on its back. Obviously trying to do something to stop you going towards the lake. It flies overhead. It lands directly in front of you, causing the Mammon to its rear end to go up over its head, and you fly off towards the Chris Paledramon Kageaki. What do you do?
Not at all, apparently. I mean...
In fact, actually, I think also another of the Sorcerermon brothers flies out of the cave. Says, "Foolish Digidestined, you are but children. You know not how the world works. Our master has been sealed away. It was not his fault. He was merely trying to help in his own way.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue.
His efforts were squandered. Who are you to tell us what to do?"
People who do not like genocide, mostly. Oh, okay, so,
You know nothing of this world.
Well, that may be true, but we're not trying to fight, really. I'm sure we can find an understanding if we just talk, but you started amassing an army and stuff. That's not really, productive. We can all cooperate, Like, I know your master wanted to help, and if he were here right now, I'm sure he would be already plenty happy to see his old friend again, We're not... This is all a waste of time. We don't need to be enemies. Why do we need to fight?
never lose that optimism.
I'm sorry, but I can't back down now. If we surrender, you will never let us free our master. He says as he raises a staff above his head, and a portal opens, and a second Chris Paledramon flies through and comes towards you, Sonia. Its claws outstretched, aiming to grab Sheepmon. What do you do, Sonia?
There goes my role. Never had a chance.
Well, my line as well. All right. You can do it,
I'm
Sonia.
dead.
I stole everybody's lines. Yeah. I'm too
Can we
smart
try
for
and
this
help?
world. I'd like to
You want
dodge,
help?
please.
Wow.
Well, yes. Yeah, I know you're circling my moment of truth right now, and that you really want me to.
You should have been the one to fill out Dark Souls with light.
Just
I love that quote so much.
it's good. So silly. Oh,
Hot.
fine. Okay, I will. Just not a fool if everybody's not there,
Well, technically speaking, if you don't do something, it will most likely turn into a bloodbath. That's Dark, right?
I'm sure we could handle this in another way, and maybe leave it on a cliffhanger for the next episode. But
To be honest, there are a few too many enemies to be able to actually knock them out individually.
no, I'm pretty sure we have ways to do that.
You think we can handle this? Because if you do, I'll trust you. I'm warning you right now. No takebacks.
No, it's
Well, you have one-on-one.
It's up to you, Elephant. If you want to have a moment of truth, have it.
Yeah, you're the
want to set-
tiebreaker
if you
here.
want to set if you want to set up for it, we can end this on a cliffhanger for the next episode.
I mean, it is
Okay.
a good moment for it. The character arc of Sonia at the moment has been everyone that's an adult telling her she's wrong, and then her doubting herself, thinking maybe they are right, maybe I am wrong, and all this kind of stuff. And now she's yet again being told, "You're wrong, I'm right."
It's true, you're right. It's just not a school if everybody's not here.
And if it helps, there was Kagayak
Elephant,
saying
I
never
did
lose that
my
optimism.
moment of my ultimate moment of truth, the first ultimate moment of truth in the game with just the two of you here. So stop
What do you mean?
complaining.
That's a full party.
Sure, okay. I'll stop being a kid. Just, you know.
Hype!
Yes, so as Sonia just once again sees needless conflict by adults wanting to help their own way, but clearly going about it in extreme ways, she flashes back to all of these moments that that happened throughout this journey, and all the doubts that she had. And while she's still not quite sure of what's the right thing and what's the wrong thing, and everybody being sort of in the right and not really evil, and the situation being complicated. It might be true that she doesn't know the truth of this world, but what she does realize and what she does know is that creating a conflict like this is not the right way to go. She has seen visions of our partner doing this and failing. She has seen the visions of this sorcerer doing this and failing. She has seen Vandeman failing at the same time. So she's pretty confident that at the very least, this particular moment, that this is not the way. And as the light flashes around her, and it starts engulfing, Sheepman. She suddenly turns into a ball of wool, spinning around itself. Her head just disappearing and stuff, and suddenly out of the wool is just a sort of pink sweater is made, and a very small shape just appears to everyone. Shape looking very much like this, which is, for the non-initiated, Luminamon.
Aww!
Incredible.
And it keeps not being a combatant. I'm sorry.
I know.
I've
and
never
she,
seen that Digimon before.
Then you don't read good shit! Ha.
Yep, it's from them a manga exclusive, and it needs to be more stuff. That's unfair. Blah. But yes,
It isn't,
this
man.
form appeals to everyone. Well, not quite actually, because a particularity of Luminamon is that she only appeals to those that are pure of heart. So some Digimon in the
But I saw it
and
right out of that.
probably that still just sees Sheepmon disappear. Farewell. She just only a select few can even see Luminamon, and the light starts being propagated to everybody else in our group. Everybody is shining and regaining their strength, and as she dances around the battlefield and creating balls of light to distract and weaken the enemy. Our own group moves with a choreographed motion as if they were perfectly in sync with each other, despite not being able to directly communicate through their minds or anything. But it's almost as if they knew what to do. And swiftly but surely, detaining every Digimon in a painless fashion, removing those Digimon that are still in trance and have the orders to attack us but are not necessarily there of their own free will, saving those and preventing the uprising from happening in the first place. Non-violence!
Yeah.
So, rather than actually beating the enemy, you're curing them from the ice magic. Is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay, so we see Ice Devimon the snowstorm that was covering him dissipates as he loses his ice powers and becomes a regular Devimon. And
Oh, no.
you see him yell "No!" as that happens. You see several of the Frigimon return to be Mud Frigimons. You see various Blizzardmons and Chakmon come to their senses. You see the Mammothmons stop being rampagant and start calming down. And everything seems fine and perfect. And you've saved the day from this army of Ice Digimon, Ice Devimon, the Sorcerymon. What happens to the Chris Paildramon, out of curiosity? We haven't described that.
Well, she the way I see it, he heals the one that are not there of their own free will and stuff. But if he's naturally made of ice, then probably wouldn't remove the ice from him. Well, I don't know Chris Predamon's backstories. Maybe it's not there at the beginning, but she wouldn't destroy. She wouldn't remove the ice if that was his natural state. Is what I'm going for.
Right. So how do you overcome Chris Paildramon?
Thanks to the choreographed movement of the team, she would manage to knock him out quite easily by attacking him from all fronts, and probably melting him away just enough, or putting him to sleep, or just at the right time, so he can't attack us right away.
Cool. So the Chris Paildramon starts to melt away from the light that's coming from you, and it collapses onto the ground. Its wings slowly turning into liquid. Same for the other one that's just over the top of Kageyaki, that's screeching and about to get him. He starts to fall asleep and melt away as well, as he collapses into the snow on the ground, which is slowly returning to be ash by this light power that you're sending out.
Is that the case? Should we move them somewhere?
Should we move them somewhere?
The question is, do you have time to move them?
We have Shadow's clone jutsu bullshit.
Sure, Shadow Clone Jutsu bullshit pulls the Chris Paildramon out of the way. Okay, so good moment of truth. We now have 3 ultimate level Digimon, 2 Digidestined that are on their way. I think it's a good time to end the session.
I really like your optimism there.
So rather than a post-credit scene, I'm doing a pre-credit scene. The
Patience credits.
light of your Digivolution, Sonia, touches everything in the vicinity, and that energy starts to be absorbed towards the frozen over swamp. It glows a brighter and brighter blue as your evolution energy leaks out and is absorbed by the swamp. We cut to the 3rd Sorcerymon brother. He's inside the cave. He's performing some form of magic ritual using runes that he's painted on the ground. And now that he has enough energy, we see him pull down his collar, and a big smile is etched across his face with the strange stitching that goes across their lips that keeps their mouths sealed. And we hear from his mind, "It is done." And he slams his staff into the middle of the runes, and the ice in the center of the lake shatters, and an ominous Digimon arises from the ice, summoned through magic runes that appear beneath it. It stands tall. It draws its sword. Its eyes glow a deep red. Hexablaumon stands before you.
What? Who
What?
could have guessed?
Damn
What?
it,
What's
I
a
Who could have seen
Hexablaumon?
this?
What? So Hexablaumon has a spear and not a sword.
Why isn't
No,
it
it's a
bouncing
spear.
from a
I always
mon?
thought it was a sword. My bad.
No, it's a spear.
Cool. He wields his spear.
There are
No
even more
way.
parallels to medieval Digimon. Oh my god, who could have seen? Yeah.
That's
Okay.
impossible.
How is that in any way a sword? I'm like looking at it.
No, but Hexablaumon is really cool Digimon, and not just in the fact that it's a nice Digimon. I love Hexablaumon.
Yeah, he's
And
probably
it's
one of
also
my
not a
favorite-
virus type, so it helps.
He's definitely one of my favorites. Is Hexablaumon. Yeah,
Really?
he does have a sword.
He does not have a sword.
He
What-
does.
what's-
On the Digimon card, he is wielding two swords.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Look, he's wielding a ginormous halberd sword and a big like ice pick axe sword thing. So he can obviously form ice weapons out of his ice. In fact, I think that's one of his abilities. He can magically create weapons out of ice.
Yeah, he has an attack called Hecto Edge Blizzard. It's apparently causes countless ice swords to fall down like a blizzard.
So he does have swords. Haha.
No, he can make swords. That's a difference. There's a difference.
Well, he's made a giant halberd sword-looking thing. The classic
Okay.
Final Fantasy massive sword that he wields on his back.
All right. Oh,
I'm pretty sure that-
we'll take good care of him in the next episode.
Yeah. Cool. So, experience points.
Can I not?
Tick. I'm a man, I will keep ticking.
Oops. Once I just want to copy this image link so that anyone watching can actually see what Hexablaumon looks like real quick.
Really, what does it look like?
Boom. Right, there we go.
So yeah, today we gathered to hell and back.
Sure did.
Those were so
Alright.
many 10 pluses.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
rolled like 7 million crits this episode. I was impressed. A bit of an exaggeration, but you get my drift.
Yeah, it was 6 million.
It was definitely 6 million. Let's start with Sonia then. Have you grown closer to the others, into your image of yourself, further away from the others?
Oh, definitely grown into our own image of ourselves. I mean, that seems the most appropriate right now.
Cool.
I would say, that's a good one. Probably,
Ooh,
let's see, either one.
Urara.
I could see it being more, her being more saviory because she saved the situation, but I could see her being more unique because she goes against the grain of what every adult is telling her right now. And put that one up, and put probably superior down since she doesn't see herself as superior compared to the others. She tries to talk to them and see them as equals as much as she can. So I'd say, yeah, unique up, superior down. That sound right to you?
Sure, that sounds fine to me.
Okay.
So you'll follow your own path is basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Cool.
By the way, did I protect the innocent? Would I get some points for this?
Yes,
Some
you
balance
can
track?
definitely get some balance track back for that.
Yeah, I would count the brainwashed people as innocents.
So 1 or 2, or generous are you feeling today?
I'll say 1. It's I'm not that generous.
Well, I do have plenty of points left, so.
Don't worry, I will take them all away eventually.
Ooh,
Um,
eventually.
cool. Kagiyaki.
Well, no special interactions with the team. So, growing into a closer. Actually, well, if at this point, if for some reason Pablo or Zachary had influence over me, I just take it off because we haven't talked in months. But let's see. I'm going to boost up unique. That's the wrong color because of all the unique bullshit. And well, I did use a flamethrower on the innocence, so kind probably goes down.
Fair enough. And finally, Taisto.
I think Taisto's also grown into his own image in this session. I'm trying to I don't think his character has really taken that much of a as a person. He hasn't really changed since he had his moment of truth last session. But I think in the way he has acted, at least, he's been using more his. He's recently actually been using quite a lot more his magical or his Digimon's magical powers and such. So I think I'll just increase unique and lower kind. Wasn't very empathetic in this session, at least. So go with that.
Cool.
No, I'm not taking potential. You can't vex me with your...
Take it! Take it! No balls! Do it!
No takes these back. Cool.
Yeah, potential. You should get this too.
Next
Okay,
time on Digimon, you're going to be fighting the Ice Sorcerer, so there's no point in doing any real next times. But if there's anything in particular you would like to see, let me know.
I would like a full party, please.
Yes, I would very much enjoy that too.
Oh well.
I will... next time on Digimon Vortex, Devil Dukemon and Hexablamon exchange words.
Put it mildly.
And make blows.
Right. Potential.
Well, I kind of want to say help comes from the citizens, but we dealt with the army, so there's no point in that anymore.
We might still get help, just not from an army of virus-type Digimon. Virus-type Digimon.
Questions.
But yeah, them
So-
coming to... Sorry, yeah, go on.
Yeah, right. Gameplay questions. I level up through the end credits thing. So that someone permanently loses influence over you. You said I could go for Karamon, correct?
So you can choose an NPC if you'd like, so long as you can reason it and they have enough interaction with you. Karamon definitely has enough interaction with you if you want to have him lose influence over you.
Sonia really doesn't care about Karamon
Bear
at
in
all.
mind that you've also digivolved into Ultimate, so you've unlocked all of the Ultimate Moment of Truth stuff, that like the locking a blessing, taking me from a different crest, etc. as well, if you want to take any of those.
Speaking of,
But I mean-
lock one of your crests. Labels.
If you would like Karamon to use influence over you, I can definitely see that.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, right. I should lock my labels too, since I got my moment of truth, right?
Yes.
So again, when a label is locked, if it has to change, you don't get any penalty for it.
You cannot be asked
Correct.
to change it. Period.
Cannot be asked in the first place. Okay, okay. So Karamon goes bye-bye. I'm going +1 in probably unique because it's a +2, so pretty sure. And I'm locking it, so it's +3 forever. I'm sure it's going to be very useful.
Hey, look, mom, someone with hot savior +3 locked.
So Karamon
Yeah.
permanently loses influence over.
Oh, that's a good way to do it.
Says influence over Sonia.
That's good.
So
Yeah,
I'm
let's
just
go with
writing
that.
that in my notes so that he can never influence you again.
That little shit.
I can remove them.
He is definitely a little shit.
No, actually, he's pretty tall. Friendly reminder, in Savers he was like 250. Taller than the door, literally taller than the door.
Yes, that's big.
That thing is fucking massive and everything that is on Cyberspace.
well, before we end for the day, I'd like to give a quick shout out to the person that's been watching our session all the way through. Thank you, Kraft, for watching today.
Thank
You're such a dear.
It's been a joy having a new viewer. Or at least I think it's a new viewer. I haven't seen him in the chat before, so yes. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the session. That's the end. We'll come back next Thursday, hopefully having a full party for once, and fight the Ice Sorcerer, save the day, hopefully, unless you all roll 6s in the next session and you end up causing an Ice Age.
Look, worst case scenario, I do have a moment of truth. We want to avoid that, but if shit hits the fan...
If shit hits the fan too much, I will allow the moment of truth, but if everything goes to plan, you shouldn't need it. Cool.
Hey, plans. Okay, so did you plan for me to befriend the mountain into a mount?
I mean, I didn't plan for you to do that, but it's not.
Perfect.
Like
plans ruined. Ticket.
it's not like my plans were ruined by you befriending a Mammothmon. My plans would have been ruined if you didn't digivolve near the lake, which you did.
No,
twice.
I didn't consider that. We made a big deal of the lake, and I just completely ignored it.
Also, Namemon the Wise appeared as a background extra.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't wise.
I love
Yes, he
being
was.
able to use physics, what physics, the first time since I've had that, which has been like at least like 20 episodes now.
It's such a weird thing to use because you don't want to actually kill people,
Yeah. Yes.
and that's a significant collateral damage. You literally need to be in that specific situation to use it.
Yeah. I was considering like when I was thinking like, okay, they're retreating into the cave, and I'm like, okay, well, I could use physics, what physics, to like explode through the side of the cave into them, and take them by surprise or something like that. And then Antonio was like, no, they're on the lake, and I was like, Jesus Christ, there's no insurmountable obstacle there. And then he starts like, oh, and then there's this wall of Mammothmon and barricades and general ice Devimon doing ice sorcery magic down there, and there's a huge blizzard keeping everything out. Okay, well, this starting to sound like an insurmountable obstacle, so I guess I'm gonna get to use it. Yes. Then I watched the description and everything went to shit, but
I'll give you more insurmountable objects to barrel through in the future if that's what you want.
I mean, it's like it's fun to get to use my my moves. It's not like
Yeah, I mean, you've used literally
I've
every
been-
single move
now.
at least once now.
I've never used Tactician. I've never used Tactician,
You've
and
used
I
it-
don't
you've
think
used
I
it-
will ever will.
You've used it once, right?
I think I have.
I'm sure you've used it once.
I cannot wait for
If
the
I have
moment.
used it, I failed.
No, I remember you using it and then telling Kageaki how good it was, and then Kageaki's used it ever since.
Oh. I mean, it is good. It's just that if I try to do it, I fail. Because my superior is, constantly locked at -2. I might as well just lock it, but I won't.
Meanwhile, I cannot wait for the day I take Overwatch and it's dead on arrival.
Also, I feel like I might need to nerf Venting's frustration at some point. Seems like taking angry is now a good thing.
Wasn't that the point?
It's not just venting frustrations, actually. It's right now. It's more about thick and thin-skinned. Because I finally learned how to use unleash your power. I've always been like, it's
You should unleash your sword.
See,
every time I want to use it, or every time I might perhaps consider using it, I might as well just punch someone in the face instead. But I've been getting into it now that the higher the level, the more magic I can use, and I like it. I basically I did some research on how to describe these kinds of things, how to do it, I basically just watched Doctor Strange, and greatly enjoying doing magic bullshit ever since.
Doctor Strange is a good movie.
Doctor Strange is an amazing movie. I can't wait for In the Multiverse of Madness.
Neither can I. I'm really looking forward to watching that. My expectations are high because of what happened with No Way Home. So I'm hoping it'll be just as good.
It's No Way Home. It starts all the way back in just the first Doctor Strange as well. Like the first Doctor Strange was amazing.
It was.
So then combine that with No Way Home and WandaVision, of course. And there's juicy. There's something juicy going over, and I can sense it. I just want to put my claws into it as soon as possible.
I'm wondering if we're going to get any other like multiverse cameo type things, like how we got like Doc Ock and Green Goblin and all that.
I don't know. We might, but I wouldn't hold my breath, because most of the properties are like these multiversal properties. The target would be the X-Men, and no one wants to see the Foxmen in the MCU. Maybe Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but no. And the Fantastic Four, and yeah, that's not going to happen.
I mean, I'd love to see alternate universe Pedro actually played by the good Quicksilver. The one that's turned into what's he called, Ralph Boner. Like that was such a disappointment and a big letdown for me. Like I absolutely love him as Quicksilver.
I believe that's the point. It was such a great troll. Like I love the fact that they cast Evan Peters as Ralph Boner, and then as obviously Quicksilver.
See, I just wish that even if he wasn't Quicksilver, he was somebody, like a character, not just some random civilian that will never be seen again. Because
but they had to do it like that.
He's just such a good actor.
I don't doubt that. I have to first admit I haven't actually seen him, as Quicksilver, because I haven't watched the reboot Foxman. So, but because I don't have that kind of like I need him to be in the MCU or I will literally kill myself or something like that. I don't mind the fact that he's nobody. I can then thus appreciate the fact that they did cast Evan Peters as the fake Silver, as a meta troll-ish thing. It's art. It's just art. The fact that they cast Evan Peters as soon.
Originally, I thought what was going to happen was because the children in WandaVision were growing up rapidly fast. I thought that one of the children was going to grow up into Evan Peters and be the super speedster child as Evan Peters, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, I am looking forward to seeing what MCU eventually do with X-Men and Fantastic Four and whatnot. Especially because it's been heavily hinted that Avengers Tower has been sold to someone, and I highly expect it to be turned into the base for the Fantastic Four.
It's possible, but we'll have to wait and see. When's Fantastic Four? Sometime in the future.
It's something like 2 years away or something. But I think they're going to make cameos. Like they said that the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and stuff are going to make cameos in other movies first to introduce them, and then they were going to have a big Fantastic Four movie with them all together, or a big X-Men movie with them all together later. I think is what they mentioned.
Right. Okay. Well, that's possible, I guess.
Well,
I was going to say something.
Anyway, we're getting a bit off